Hello? Are there any detectives there? Hello, everyone. Welcome on in. It's me, Christine, again. Who's present? Detectives? Guess what day it is? Other than December 6th. We're getting closer to Christmas. With or without the H. But today is a launch day of Misfits that we just didn't know. We couldn't figure out how to launch anywhere else. So we are excited. You're a holo cat? Okay, all right. Well, welcome on in to the mods, the cats, the dogs, to your moms, to the holo detectives, mostly. I think this is kind of your launch. This is the launch for our holo detectives, because part of the reason why we started launching declassified prototypes that just didn't fit the vibe of past Holo Taco collections, is because when I've shown you the behind the scenes of like how we came to the color decisions or what formulas we landed on, people will always comment, you will always comment, oh, but what about ABCD 14-7? And then you make me second guess my decisions. And then I'm like, wait, what? Should we have released that one instead of this one? What? Did I make a mistake? And should I overthink this for 7 hours? Yes. So, thank you, Holo Taco detectives, because it's in large part because of your comments that gave me the idea and the team that, like, why don't we take this opportunity to just pull some prototypes from past launches that people have screamed at us for and just throw them together. And like, maybe they make their own vibe, maybe not. This is now our third year of doing declassified, previously unreleased prototypes, just throwing them out there in December. Here you go. You want them? Here you go. Okay, fine. This is Holo Taco giving in to its customers' demands. I mean, we try and do that on a daily basis, of course. We do what we can over here. But this one is just like, okay, let's go through the comment section of our behind the scenes shorts, like on YouTube shorts that you've seen if you are in our higher loyalty rewards program tiers. You get to see that behind the scenes prototype stuff. And then I literally look through those over the past year and see what the comments say. That, and I also observe what the Holo Taco detectives say in different spaces, specifically the Simplynailogical Discord server. That's a huge one where the detectives like to congregate and yell at me for not releasing something and spy on me. Well, today I'm spying on you because I'm going to use your homework to go through all the prototypes. Yeah, that's right. Good. This is your launch. So, all right. Thank you, Katie and mods who are, they're triggering the Discord link. If you're not in there, that's where everyone knows more than I do about what's going on with Holo Taco and what we're releasing. That's in the Simplynailogical Discord server. It's free to join. And there's a few channels in there where the Holo Taco detectives like to snap my snaps, screenshot everything I do. And wishful thinking occurs in there. But you know what? Sometimes I like to make dreams come true. Okay, it's the Make-A-Wish Holo Taco Detective Foundation. Oh, I did just pick a charity for this month, or last month. It was the Canadian Cancer Society. So yeah, that's what we did. Not the Make-A-Wish Foundation. But maybe next time. All right, so you know the deal. The new declassified. Did I not even show you? Wow. I mean, you already know what they are, right? Because you've been stalking me and you've seen them. And the detectives have put them together on slideshows. So basically, I just sit here and don't have to do anything today. Why don't you guys present for a change? Come on, you could be my TA. Okay, in 15 minutes, the 4 new declassified shades will be launching. I'm wearing one of them on my other hand. But what we're gonna do today is a little bit different than normal because this is a collection of misfits, of prototypes that just didn't fit past vibes. So instead of me like painting you a mood board of like how we came up with this collection and what was the inspiration was just, it didn't work in other collections. So we're kind of doing this backwards, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna walk you through each collection that each prototype originated from, why it didn't work. We can argue about whether it was the right choice to not include it in the first place. I have the original prototype from whenever it was made in 2024, most of them. One of them was made in 2023. Yeah. So this is kind of a behind the scenes thing that is irregular for brands to do, I think, but I think it's fun. So this is probably one of my favorite launches of the year. And it's not because of like what the product is necessarily, it's how it comes together. And I really like talking about like why certain prototypes weren't chosen and the behind the scenes of that and all the decision making that goes on. So this is that collection. And it's kind of fun. We like rescued prototypes that I know some of you have yelled at me for. So yeah. The polishes will be seasonal, which means that we will do our best to restock them around next holiday season, probably like November-ish, kind of like what we did this year. So if they sell out this year, they'll come back next year is the goal. Asterisk, pending pigment supplier availability, tariffs, etc., etc. All right, this is my first sip of tea of the day. Oh, I need it already. I'm not sick anymore, but I still sound it, so that's great. It's been 16 minutes. Uh-oh. I'm drinking Simply Maple Breakfast, obviously. In the Holo Taco mug. Declassified. No, I'm just kidding. You can get it still on David's Tea's website. They have it in stock there. They restocked it. Mods using their HT mugs too? Of course, it's actually a rule. Is Bentendo playing peak? Ben is gaming while I'm working? What if I need your help, Ben? What if you have to message me something? He's like, oh, I could do 2 things at once. Hey, the mug kind of fits the vibe, actually. There is another reason why one of these prototypes didn't end up coming out in last year's Declassified, and it's actually because of David's tea. That's tea. Wait, that sounds bad. That sounds like they told me not to do that. That's not true. I will explain when we get there, but there is some tea to this one. Not bad tea, just Christine overthinking tea, okay? That's all. So get settled, grab your tea, grab your notebook if you're taking notes. And we're gonna go ahead and launch some declassified prototypes. I'm just gonna open up the website, the Holo Taco video with all the swatches, all the details you wanna see about the formulas will go live at 11:30 or in 10 minutes from now as per usual. But Holo Taco has already shown all the shades and everything that's coming out today. So you can go to our Instagram, Facebook, whatever Twitter's called, and you'll see the full 4 shades that are coming out. Now, you haven't heard the full story though, so that's what I want to do here on stream, is talk about the story of how they came to be, why we rejected them in the first place, and all that good stuff. Thank you for the taco giveaway. Oh, yes. How could I not mention that just for fun, you know, in part because we didn't do our usual 12 days of Christmas with no H. We were doing the advent calendar promos and that kind of thing. But for this weekend only, with any order, you get a free party taco, which means it's either everything taco or disco dust taco, and you get to choose. So just for fun. So if you're ordering the new Declassified collection this weekend, you're picking it up, you will get a free party taco. And you get to pick everything taco or disco dust taco. And you could put that over well wishes. I think that would be a fun one. But yeah, just for fun. And that's going on just this weekend. The Declassified collection should be available beyond that, unless you guys are feral. But if you are feral, we will restock it, so do not worry. I mean, I'm speaking to people who are here right now, so this isn't helpful if you're not here and watching on VOD. But shout out to the VOD squad. Oh my god, a free taco, exactly. There is no minimum order. Nope. But I hope you get the whole Declassified collection. There will be a bundled discount to get all 4, as we usually like to do. All right, let's go to holotaco.com. Also, gift sets. Gift sets are now buy 2, get 1 free. That's a lot of nail polish. That's crazy. Who are we? But that's how you get this organza bag. I've seen people asking me, how do I get this bag? And for now, it is only available if you get one of our gift sets, but there's so many. Like, there's 4-piece ones, there's some 6-piece ones, so maybe you're shopping for yourself to fill in some gaps in your collection. You don't already have everything, or maybe there's someone in your life that's like, I'm a peachy girly, or I like red. And you can steal the bag if you want from them. I won't tell. Up to you. So we got that, and I feel like I haven't been here in a while, even though I've been gaming, but we just haven't talked about nail polish in a while. We restocked what Holo Royalty voted back, which is Plum Luck and Teal No Lies. See, we did it. Plum Luck has resurfaced, has returned from the dead. Well, not the dead, just retirement. Let's not be dramatic now. Plum Luck was originally in our Christmas Without the H glitters collection from 2021. And she and Teal No Lies had the highest votes. We surveyed Holo Royalty several months ago to ask what they would like us to bring back, and this is what they chose. And I actually think it's really reflective of Holo Royalty's color preferences. A purple and a teal. That's literally like, there you go. That's what they like, statistically speaking, on average. So Teal No Lies is back. That's from Holo Royalty's Shimmering Secrets 2024 collection. So that was not this year, but last year's collection. So that's exciting. So these are back and will continue to be restocked. Asterisks pending pigment availability. But our goal is to, yeah, keep them around. So thank you guys for voting them back, because these are 2 goodies. We got an OG Christmas glitter back. We got an OG Christmas glitter back. Like, what? That I've been yelled at since 2021. So I'm very excited. So don't forget to pick one of those up if you are interested. We also have some new bundles, like other bundles other than the gift set bundles. There's a lot of new stuff that's been made by our wonderful Holo Taco team. Always working on trying to make things interesting for you. Whether it's bringbacks or new bundles, something to inspire Skittle Manis even. If you have everything or most of our products, you can like check out kind of the color stories that the team put together. And yeah, all right, so 7 minutes until we unlock the lab and let everyone run free in it, basically. That's me when I go to the lab. Can't wait for a backup of my backup of Plumlock. There you go. I should also mention if you go to the last chance section, oh, never mind. Sugar Rush solo mission, and Flash Drive, and Party One Purple, and Party Punch, and Glazed Over, and Camera Shy are gone. But there's a couple polishes in there that are probably gonna depart us soon. They're gonna retire. So if you go to the last chance page, you'll find what's still there. So Featured Guest is retiring, but it's still available. Glow in the Dark Taco, the OG one, we still have some. Aqua will come back next Halloween season. We still have Misfire and Going Solo from last year's Declassified collection, but Camera Shine and Glazed Over are now retired. Goodbye. You wanted that one? Well, you should have got it, because I don't know which one you're referring to, but all of these were available for a very long time. Nothing on this page was like, even like Party One Purple has been there for a long time. Featured Guest still here. I just took Misfire off my nails. Yeah, that's a good one. A little more warm red compared to Call Me Vixen from the Advent Calendar. Spoiler. No, that day's been out so far. Camera Shy is pretty, I know. R.I.P. Okay. Macro camera. I can show you the polishes. And then we launch them. Let me just line it up with my nails. Did my nails last night. Why do I have the Mailogical color on? Let's change that. No. 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 Nope. There we go. It's very important that I have a pretty border. Prototypes leaked from the lab. Available for purchase in 5 minutes. Crazy how that I just leaked them and then now you can buy them. That's how that works. It's just that easy. All right. Ooh, look at this beautiful lineup. Okay, you want to hear the names? We've got Seek Kelp. That's what I need to do on a daily basis. Well Wishes from the Cottage. Waterworks, because bitches cry about us not releasing enough glitter. Tea. Cool Ranch, because she just didn't make it in the last rodeo. But she's a cool one, so we'll keep her around. And they kind of make this moody teal color story, and that was a complete accident. You know, that's not necessarily how we designed Declassified. In the past collections, our past Declassified, like, they didn't necessarily have a as cohesive color story. But I kind of want to say that of the 3 declassified releases we've done, this is the most accidentally cohesive collection from a color story perspective, right? Like a happy accident. Wonderful. And on my other hand, I'm wearing straight up Cool Ranch because I really like this formula on my other hand because it's so easy to remove, and I don't use peel off base coat on my other hand. Sorry, I'll turn off the music. Random question, but did you have to talk to Doritos? No, they don't have a trademark in cosmetics. And that's not Doritos. Don't worry, we do all the IP checks. Cool Ranch is also like means other things. Chat says it's live. What do you mean it's live? I'm not ready. What? Hold on. It's live? Okay, refresh. Lab leak detected! Who let these out of the lab? It was me. Get a free party taco. That's right. Choose your free taco. Everything taco or disco dust taco on all orders. So you order declassified and you get another taco. Look at that. Merry freaking Christmas. All right. Shop Declassified. Let's check them out on the website. Declassified Tacos 003. Pretend I'm playing like Mission Impossible music. I can't because of copyright, but just... All right, let's see. We got the whole bundle, which you can get for a discount price. As always, 52 bucks. Not bad. And if you're trying to reach free shipping and you're in the US, you could add Holo Magnetic Taco, which also, don't forget, we're going to talk about that too. Or Plum Luck, Till No Lies, extra glossy taco, whatever. All right, Declassified Tacos 003. We've got Sea Kelp, Cool Ranch, Well Wishes, and Waterworks. And our video on the Holo Taco YouTube channel is live. We're gonna watch it and walk through all the polishes. And I wonder if we should do that first, or would you rather the behind the scenes story? Maybe we should do the formula walkthrough first, so like you know what it is, and then the behind the scenes story will make more sense. Yeah, that's probably appropriate. All right, what are you guys most excited for? Just like looking at the high level. Got it, let's go. Thought it was seek help. No, it's a pun. Seek kelp. Like seaweed. Because that's what it looks like, and it came from off the Beyyyn collection. There's like 3 layers of naming. It's actually hard to name all the shades with that level of like intelligence. It's not possible. But when we can, we do. When it works, it works. When it waterworks, you know? All right, let me just see where the detectives are at. Here, I'll open this for you. But of course, you can go ahead on our website and check all the swatches if you want. Blue. We've got a ton of them. Oh, this one is so moody. It's like 90s grungy. Here, I'm just gonna open. Sorry, let me just make that full screen for, that's not a full screen. Hello? There you go. Got yours plus a reward and a freebie. Yes, don't forget to log into your account. Do all those things. Thank you, Sibley, for fueling my teal addiction. This is very tealy. Yeah, there's 2 that are like teal, turquoise, blue, aqua-ish, and then 1 that has cyan shimmer in it. And Well Wishes is like a dusty ass purpley periwinkle. Not dusty ass, don't write that in the copy. But it's like muted. It's like You're unhappy, like you're unwell, Periwinkle. And we will do comparisons and all that later. But yes, it is very different from Perisocial and anything else. All right, just give me a second. The Detectives deck is 31 slides? Girl, what? Girl, hello? Wait, why doesn't it? Look, 31 slides. What? Okay, maybe we do it after. So I can walk you through the polishes. I think that's what we need to do. Yeah, okay. Pardon me. Pardon you. Wow, you guys did your fucking... You were ready for your moment. Which I do love and appreciate. I'm just gonna grab my other music before this playlist runs out. Is that me steeping in tea in like 7 summers ago? Yes, it is, in my backyard. Good times. Feel like throwing myself in one of those. That's what I want to do in the lab, just throw myself in the vat of nail polish. It's updated if I refresh? Okay. It's still 31 slides. Okay. We'll do that after. I think I'm gonna walk through. Let me just get you the YouTube video. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. It's still premiering. All right. Sorry, just give me. Okay. The video is still premiering. Who's in this chat? Silly Munchkins. Hello there. Who broke into the lab? Don't forget to like this video. Thank you. This is the Holo Taco YouTube channel. The video is still premiering, but we can skip ahead. Simply really said, well wishes that dusty ass bitch. Tell us how you really. All right. We'll get to the shade names and our logic behind it when we go through each shade. All right, ready? Let's get through this. This is just what YouTube does. Thank you, YouTube. Oh, wait, no. Make sure it's on 12. Yes. Okay, highest quality, yes. Only the highest quality for our nail polish, please. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Declassified. Alert. There's been a breach. 4 previously unreleased prototypes have leaked from the lab and declassified 003. There she is. It's MB3. Oh my god, it's 64.6 from cottagecore. Oh my god, T2 and T14. You're kidding me. Cool Ranch, well wishes, Seek Kelp, and Waterworks. All right, I'm gonna pause it because you want to hear this, I think. All right, Cool Ranch, prototype origin, Holo Royalty Disco Cowboy Collection from earlier in April this year. Talk of the town? Absolutely. First pick for Disco Cowboy? No. She was not a favorite. And I will get you that statistic because I wrote it down. You guys want to know what the vote was? So for every Holo Royalty launch, which typically launches around April, we survey Holo Royalty, which is the top tier of our customer loyalty program, later in the previous year and ask them, what do they want? What colors, what formulas, what mix-ins, and then we create those prototypes. We follow up with part 2 survey, and we give them at least 2 polishes to be like, this one or that one. And for this particular survey, Cool Ranch, or what became Cool Ranch, MB3, was pitted up against Moonlit Rodeo. But if you remember, that one was purple. And guess what? Purple always wins. I don't care what anyone else says. Statistically, purple always wins. And the percentages were 66% voted for what was WP6, or what became Moonlit Rodeo, and only 34% voted for Cool Ranch. So to me, that's a landslide. Like, obviously more people prefer the purple. And that's just what it is. You can hate the statistics. It doesn't make them untrue. It just is what it is. However, Declassified lets me decide to launch the underdog, the thing that 66% didn't want, but maybe 34% of you will appreciate. So here we go. Any cowboy worth their boots can spot a Cool Ranch when they see one, and this cool-toned, grungy mauve with cyan shimmer is no exception. We need a teal purple hybrid. Well, that's the Price is Alexandrite, I think. This is a weird one. I actually agree. This is a weird shade. Okay, it's a mauve brown jelly base, but it has an accent of iridescent cyan blue micro shimmer. Was it just too weird for Holo Royalty? Like, statistics show that yes, it was. Kind of like an underglow formula, you build this one up in a couple coats, and that's because the jelly is sheerer to allow the shimmer to have a high impact, which we love. Always coat with glossy taco, in case you're new here. I'm a weirdo. You could be a weirdo. And that is Cool Ranch. Look at the strong cyan shimmer when it hits direct light. It's a strange combination. Like, it's an atypical thing. It's probably something that very few would think of doing. It reminds me of like 90s grunge makeup, which we're all embracing these days because we just miss those days, you know, simplicity, no TikTok. Oh, those were the days. But this is like, it's kind of 90s grungy. It's not really disco cowboy. Like, I can agree to that. So that's fair. But she's cool. It's giving Urban Decay. Kind of. It looks like an eyeshadow from Urban Decay. Oh my god. I'm pretty sure I had this. Or like a early days MAC eyeshadow. Because this is an iridescent shimmer, it's going to shift in different lighting. In overhead light, I'm getting the shift of the shimmer, so that's why it's looking bluer. In most direct spotlights, it's going to look more cyan. And in the shade, when it's overcast, it kind of blurs the jelly color mauve base with the cyan and does this like weird deep alien look. This is kind of a cousin of Alien Infatuation, but not green and gray. It's mauvey brown and cyan. Cool Ranch, my favorite flavor. I will be eating this polish. Perfect. Just once you pop, you can't stop. Oh, that's the wrong chip, but whatever. Once you swatch, you can't stop. Looks good on everyone. All right. Before we continue, actually, I have an idea. I'm going to show you the prototype. This is just so it's easier for my editors. Let me play some music. Okay. We're deep diving, okay? I'm pausing the video because we're going to talk more about Cool Ranch and its original prototype. Do you remember Holo Royalty? How does this make you feel seeing this again? Aw. Should we pop out Midnight Rodeo just for comparison? Moonlit Rodeo. What am I saying? Moonlit, not midnight. Christine, hello? Do you work here? An old friend. Now in the bottle, they look way more cyan shimmer, but let me get you the nail swatch so you'll see that there is a bigger difference. Because on the nail, it's the jelly that really comes through. So that was Moonlit Rodeo from this year's 2025 Disco Cowboy collection that Holo Royalty picked over Cool Ranch. Okay, you guys said, no, we don't want weird. But I think it's uniquely different and strange enough and just looks stunning on that I had to save it. And I saw some of you were begging for me to save it too. The comments when we posted that behind the scenes were like, excuse me, why did everyone pick purple? Ew. We gotta stop picking purple, everybody. It is because you love purples too much, I know. And you aren't wrong. Like, I mean, we made sure the collection wasn't all purple. There was only 1.5. Yeah, we have some judicial discretion in that. But this one, like, what could have been? Does that even work? I don't know. I feel like the purple is more cutesy and girly disco cowboy with these than the mauve. So I kind of think the mauve, which is a little too strange anyways for this, like, fun, like Pink Pony Club style, no copyright, you know what I mean? But just the vibes are like a little upsy girly. So she was just too weird, but here she is back again. That was her original form, MB3. And now, Cool Ranch. I'm wearing 3 coats. I would typically do 3 coats of like an underglow style formula. It really helps the jelly settle and become its like full opacity color, and then you get the highest shimmer impact. All right, any questions about Cool Ranch detectives? I mean, I'm sure you will have them on your slides, which we can address in the second half of this class lecture. Did we make the right choice? Is Holo Royalty wrong? Are you happy that I rescued Cool Ranch? I'm glad it worked out this way. She fits better in Declassified. I love the cyan shimmer. I need a whole collection of cyan shimmer polishes. I do fear if we release that, people would think they're all the same. So I don't think we're ever gonna do that. We made the right choice, but I love CR with this collection. Who's Christine Rotenberg? That's me. What? What are you saying? Poor tomato? I'm just kidding. Did you change the formula or is it exactly the same? Great question. So sometimes the formula needs to change for pigment related reasons. Like if we're going back to a prototype from almost a year ago, then like maybe the specific pigment isn't available or it's slightly different or we're just tweaking it. And sometimes we want to improve or change the formula. This one, I don't think changed at all, except with the exception of it is a different batch of cyan shimmer. Like, and it will always be. And even when we restock these the next time, unless we have backup of that particular shimmer, it might be slightly different. That's just the nature of some of these micro shimmers. So this does have batch to batch variability, but otherwise it was exactly the same. There's a bit of scattered hollow in it as well. But this one, no, not really a difference. The other ones do have a difference though. Just a little bit. Unpopular opinion, Disco Cowboy felt disjointed. But you guys picked it. Cool Ranch would have clashed even more. See, I do agree. Yeah. Moonlit fit just a bit more. I agree. And having a purple was kind of necessary because statistically that is what people were asking for. However, I stopped you guys at 1 purple, so we don't look like Holo Royalty launch collection every year. Okay? It's very tricky. I will say, spoiler alert though, your next collection has purple. I really like the mood board Holo Royalty chose for the next collection though. It's a different vibe of purple. but no one is shocked. Yay, purple. Don't say no. You guys voted for it. You got to change everyone's minds if you never want purple. More purple. We don't like it? Well, that's not correct. Yes, you do. On average, most of you. You can't argue with data. Hello. I'm an outlier. I love blue. Holorati kind of likes blue. They like teal and turquoise more than blue, which is why I think they're gonna love this collection, because it's a lot of tealy vibes. No purple vibes. Well, Wishes is kind of purple, but it's like depressing, which maybe you like that too. Okay, let's move on to Well Wishes. I'll just put this lineup back so I have her. So stunning. We're gonna get to all of them. All right, ready? Dusty B. Well Wishes, Prototype Origin Cottagecore Collection from February of this year. Well wishes to the grayed out, muted periwinkle creme that was just too stormy, too depressy for cottagecore, but still worth fishing out of the wishing well. A creme, yes. She is a rich creme, you know Holo Taco. You know Holo Taco with our super rich opaque cremes. This one is, I want to say almost opaque in one coat, but like for legal reasons, I never say that unless it's mocha black. Not legal. I'm not going to get sued, but I just mean like, I like to make sure we manage expectations appropriately. But she's high coverage creme, like classic, kind of like lavender, like Perry Social, like that, because there's white pigment infused in her mixed with the color, and that tends to like really help us lay it on, unless it's just pure white. That's not the same, but it's a very good creme. I mean, all of our cremes are good, but our signature Holo Taco creme formula for sad and wet rainy days at the cottage. Okay, this one just didn't fit cottagecore, which was like cutesy and girly and, you know, not stormy. You know, let's just take a look, actually. Let's go to cottagecore so you can refresh your recollection, detectives. Okay, you remember. You remember cottagecore? I mean, just, she hasn't gone anywhere. She's not retired. But the cremes are light, airy, a little girly, you know? Springtime at the cottage vibes. No one is depressed. This isn't a wet, soaked, rainy cottage. This is the grass is dry, the hills are rolling, you're wearing flowers in your hair, okay? And this one was just too depressy-ussy. It was a little muted, it was a little dark. It's better for a stormy day. It's like we got washed out of the cottage and it smells like wet wood and it's raining. But she will be pretty to some of you. So when I say a grayed out, muted periwinkle, seeing it in different lightings is really going to help, because seeing it in like studio lighting, yeah, everything kind of brightens, especially like cremes, like medium tone cremes. But you see in like the outdoor shade or the overhead light, like it's kind of grayish. It's brooding. It's sad girl spring. Yeah. Okay, let's revert to this one and we'll do a little more talky. Now, there is a little bit of a difference. Okay? So Chatter asked earlier, do you adjust the formulas from what you originally developed as a prototype for the collection? In this case, cottagecore, which would have been developed in 2024. Or wait, the date's on it. In July of 2024. This was our original prototype that we did not select. The X is just there for the declassified purposes. But this was 64.6, if you recall, if you screenshotted it. We ultimately made it a little deeper. Just a tinge. A little less white, a little more gray. Just a tinge, just to help further differentiate it from our other shades, which, you know, I do think is appropriate. And although its original form was already different, I felt that like just making it just a little bit darker when we were making our final decisions. Yeah. So even though you might have screenshotted the OG and you can see like it is very different from the other shades that we did go with for cottagecore, I don't know. You know, this was an edit that I decided to use my discretion on. Love the new version. I like the updated shade. Perfect. Do you want to see it with the cottagecore collection? See how that vibes? Okay, so here was the original cottagecore collection. You remember. Wild Child, Nip in the Bud, Rosemary Kill, Skipping Stones, Time After Time, Touch Grass, Garden Party Taco. Well Wishes can now join her family. The rest of them happier. She brings down the mood every time she comes to the cottage. It rains, it pours, the laundry's all washed out and shit. We thought about calling it Laundry Day, but then we were like, I don't know if that's weird, just too weird. But that was an idea because it kind of reminds me of like sad, rainy laundry days. But we went with Well Wishes because we wished her well. We didn't include her in the cottagecore collection, but she's kind of like fallen down the well type of vibes, a little sad. Wow, incredibly different side by side, right? I'd say like the closest is Wild Child, but again, that is super warm compared to this shade. So this is a much more cool toned, but muted periwinkle. This isn't a bright summer shade. This is like spring transitional, but you could also wear it in the winter. I mean, you can wear anything any time of year. You know me, but this is a good one for Skittles. Yeah. Good inside the house days. I love that Declassified is the home for the goth sisters. Going solo. Yes, going solo and this one would look good together. And basically this whole collection, yeah. We will do comparisons after this. It matches the gray skies of Oregano. Like where they filmed Life is Strange. That's crazy. Life is so strange, isn't it? All right, well, that's the cottagecore one. Let's go to the next one. Cottagecore. I'm gonna bring these back. All right. Sorry. Next up, what do I tell you? You know, you have a problem, you need to seek kelp. You underwater creatures, you. Prototype Origin, Off the Deep End collection from March of earlier this year. Buried Indecisions, every day. Seek kelp. This blue-leaning deep teal jelly, Jenny, that's my sister, hello, went too deep to make the cut for our Off the Deep End collection earlier back in March this year. But we went back for search and rescue. We just had to save her. No longer a prototype lurking, its iridescent flakies can now flicker like light from the ocean floor. Let's take a closer look. Your favorite? I'm gonna make you pick. Oh my God, wait. Everyone be quiet. Guys, we have 4. We can do a proper poll. This never happens. Sorry, I just had to say that. We'll do it after. Sea kelp, deep teal jelly, multicolored, chunky ass, iridescent flake. These are big. These are thick with like 7 C's. Thick flakies. And scattered hollow glitter. Perfect for when you feel like you belong on the ocean floor, because that's where this color comes from. She is so chunky, like just, oh, It's like the darkest sea glass. It's like those teal sea glass balls that are decorative that you are supposed to put in bowls if you like have a fancy house. Does that no anyone? I've seen them. They keep getting promoted to me. I don't know why. I guess it's because I like the color teal. It is like seaweed, but make it prettier. Ooh. And it's dark. It's moody. It's not light and bright sea creatures. Look at those little chunks. So this formula, similar to the rest of the Off the Deep End polishes. Excuse me. A little got seaweed in my mouth. What? We're using special flakies here that aren't the same as our unicorn skin. These are not the same iridescent flakes that are in our kind of classic unicorn skin toppers. These are larger and more diverse and assorted. It's more of like a mixed bag. So there's some that are just like come out big and some that just get chopped up. But the variety is what makes the finish feel very different. And it's set in a shearer jelly base so that you can really see the dimensional layering. But it's not just one type of flake. I'm pretty sure there's at least 3 different colors or like different pigments of flake that kind of smack each other around. like they kind of hit different lights. There's one that's like kind of blue. There's a tealier one. There's one that's kind of a yellow orange that just flickers just a little bit of that one. But there's multiple colors of iridescent chunky flakes, not unicorn skin flakes. So you're going to want a good glossy taco on this one. But like, look at that. Look at that. The jewels from the ocean wrapped in algae. Okay. Look at it in the shade. Like what? Kind of crazy. So under phone flash, you're going to pick up on the scattered holo. That's like the little luminescence from the bottom of the ocean floor. But in the shade, it looks more like fish food, like seafood, like traditional seaweed. Like that makes me want to eat it. The shaded scene with anything that has a iridescent flake is just absolutely stunning because you can see the composition of it a bit more. Looks like it's in the deepest, darkest, and most beautiful part of the ocean. I know, right? And we left it behind. We left it on the ocean floor. We had to go save her. Oh. Okay, we're gonna talk about it more because this is such a baddie. She's such a baddie from the ocean floor. Let me grab her prototype. This one is different. We did make a small tweak. First, let's take a look at sea kelp with her long-lost underwater siblings from the Off the Deep End collection. As you can see, the Off the Deep End collection was more bright sea creatures, like fun animals, you know, sparking light, a little more spring summer vibes. And even though we did prototype a dark seaweed color, it just like, it wasn't fitting. It would have been the odd one out. Like, do you agree that it just, like, we couldn't, if we swapped it with this, I'm just putting my hand behind it because these are jellies, so it's a little more realistic like this. If it was swapped in, I feel like it's darker than everything else. It's not on the same plane. Like, it's literally at the bottom of the ocean, and the others were, like, closer to the surface. That's, like, a perfect metaphor, and truly, truly it. This is the kelp at the bottom of the ocean. Yeah, she's just sparkling by herself. Agree with the team that it did not fit. She didn't fit, but we needed her. And I saw you guys say that you needed her. When people were yelling for the seaweed shade, they would refer to it as like, give me the seaweed. She's at the bottom of the reef. Happy launch day. Love sea kelp. Never got a chance to watch Menchie Gang, so I missed the survey. Oh, this is not a Menchie Gang survey. Or are you talking about the Christmas gifting? Yeah, that's Menchie Gang. But if you were talking about Holo Royalty votes, that's Holo Royalty through Holo Taco, not Menchie Gang. Pollution, but cool. She is kind of polluted. Like her jelly is just darker. There's some trash mixed in there. It kind of looks like sea trash. We could rename her Sea Trash. I like sea kelp. She needed help to be rescued from the bottom of the ocean floor, the bottom of the lab floor where we left her almost a year ago. But we did make a change. This is an example of us making a change, and don't hate me, okay? This was the original prototype, T2, prototype back in 2024. And it just didn't slap as hard. The flakes weren't as chunky. They were a little smaller. So we kind of amped up the flakes, and that was in large part in response to how you guys received the Off the Deep End collection. You really liked the shades with the chunkier flakes, like wait a minute, right? So we're like, okay, this needs to be smacked up a little bit higher. Like take this, but amplify it. So what happens is some of those flakes are more tealy and they shine really bright, and there's just such a beautiful particular chunky flake in there that really works. This one, the flakes in it, while we did use some of these same flakes, like you can see the overlap, we amped up the chunkier teal bright ones, and I think that really took this shade to the next level. I was trying to be good and not buy anything, but I need seek help. Also, I like the change from the original. Okay, perfect. We made the right decision. Thank God. Sea Trash. Yeah, you can name it whatever you want. I like the changes. I'm glad you did that. I love a chunky flaky. Both are beautiful. This one's nice too, but I will also say that it was slightly closer to Emerald City because it just was kind of missing some of the tealier vibes. So that was in part why we did it. And now it kind of looks like, wait a minute, like depressed underwater sibling, right? It matches a little bit better in terms of the flake scope and size. So that's also what I wanted to do. I'm like, this is the sickest Skittle I've ever seen. Or you could like blend them together with a sponge. Stunning. So is it blue or teal? I don't know. We should fight about it. I don't know. What color is this? Here, I'll show it to you like on me. It's like a blackened teal jelly is how I would describe it. But there's iridescent multicolored flakes that just pop differently. Like sometimes I'm seeing like aqua, other times I see a bit of green, there's some gold, there's even a little bit of orange in there. So you pick what color it is. It's a burnt teal. It's black teal. My nails are so small. Like that was my thumb, and the swatch wheel is so much bigger than my thumb. She's everything. Overall dark blue. Also a friendly reminder, everyone's screens are, you're all looking at different screens. You all have different sets of eyes. And not only that, but you are seeing this through a particular camera that I have, through a particular software that I'm using, through YouTube, who's streaming it to you. So, you know, the exact tone will vary depending on all the aforementioned variables, and also lighting, skin tone, blah, blah, blah. But that's kind of the fun of it. I like delicious nori color. My holiday shopping order made me Holo Royalty again. Perfect. Because there's a survey coming to you next, so you're going to want to be Holo Royalty right now. I think it's a good time to be Holo Royalty, and I'm not even talking about the your 2026 collection, which those two surveys have been completed. But there's another thing that we want to ask you. We just can't stop collecting your data. This month. Okay. Shall we move on to the last shade? You gonna shed a tear for Waterworks? Happy last launch day of the year. Please refresh the detective deck before playing. Okay, we'll do that, Ella. I will refresh. We're almost there. And lastly, we've got Waterworks, Prototype Origin, Holo Royalty Shimmering Secrets of 2024. So this was 2 collections ago. Turquoise Blue, Holo Glitter. Cue the Waterworks, because y'all have been crying for this shade for 2 years. After getting sidelined during Holo Royalty's own Shimmering Secrets set, which you guys voted Teal No Lies back for. Or you voted for Teal No Lies, and then you voted it back later. This long-awaited prototype mystery is ready for its tear-jerking debut. Oh, I'm getting thank yous in the chat. You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. Some of you have dreamt about this shade for years, and we couldn't make it work until now. Look at that! Glitter! Pure turquoise, aqua blue, whatever color you want to call this. Glitter. Oh, yeah. OG glitter formula, OG glitter formula. Alert, alert, alert. Deep aqua jelly base. Turquoise, aqua blue, however you want to describe this. Holographic glitters in different sizes. This is our OG glitter formula. Okay? Like think 2021 Christmas glitters. Think holiday collection from 2019, Frostlight, Party Punch, RIP, Midnight Spark. That, but turquoise blue. So, as with any classic glitter, layer it up. Thin coats, layer it up, or you can dab it on. I'm just showing how to get it opaque in 3 coats. But you're going to need to layer it to get the dimension. To get it its most sparkly. Oh, I love a good pure colored holographic glitter. Like, it's hard to come by, which is why I might shoot myself in the foot. That's a weird fucking expression. I don't like that expression. I might regret this if this particular glitter pigment or even one of the sizes gets discontinued. It's very possible. So for now, she's seasonal. But we will pray to the supply chain gods. Don't discontinue my very particular pigment. Thank you. Because you can't make this with silver holo glitters. It won't look the same. I tried. We are truly blessed on this day. Okay? Blessed. Hashtag blessed. Cheers. Oh my God. In different lighting, even in the shade, she looks stunning. Chrissy, you are the best. What are you, my family? Who calls me Chrissy out here? What? Okay. Glitter, classic glitter. She's thick. She's a little chunky. Okay, use nail polish thinner if you need to. But we will pack, and we will continue to pack our glitters with as much glitter as possible, because that's what you pay for, and that's what makes the polish look amazing. We don't do watered down, liquidated glitter. Absolutely not, okay? Unless it's like a topper, and that's the point. But layer this up in 3 thin coats or sponge it on, up to you, to get that like fully compact, fully opaque glitter look that has dimension. It sparkles in such a beautiful, stunning way that is different than a crushed holo, which is smoother, a bit more sophisticated, or a linear holo, which is even smoother and smaller pigments. All of these are beautiful, different types of holographic, shine under the lights in different ways, but glitter in particular has like a dazzling effect that you just can't really achieve with other types of holographic pigment. That's just, it is what it is. But glitter requires a little bit more patience, a little bit more work. I get that. We have done polls of this audience and our Holo Royalty members, and I did one on Instagram at one point asking people their feelings about glitter nail polish, and it I do understand that there is like a bigger amount of people than any other formula that just don't do glitter because they don't want to take it off. I will offer a friendly reminder that that's what Peely Base was designed in part for. Peely Base coat. You can put it on first and then you can pop off your glitter if you just want to wear it for a day or two. There's also methods on how to extend the wear. You can cheat a little bit by just putting Peely Base just in the middle of your nail. Don't bring it to the edges. So it'll still pop off easy, but you gotta poke at it. Yeah. Who said fools? Okay, I didn't say it. You said it, Kelzo. Fools. I think it's worth it though. And just look at the way this color changes in the light. It almost looks more tealy in the shade, but then you're getting that like bright aqua reflex when the direct light is on this particular pigment. It really is like a tropical ocean glittering water. Like in my dreams, this is what the vacation water looks like. Okay, I'll stop talking. We'll keep playing. Oh, I'm crying. She's finally here. I'm crying. Okay, let's flip to here. Are you guys excited? Glitter, yes or no? Should I do a poll? Glitter, yes or no? Okay. Glitter. Yes, no, go. Eternally yes. I prefer folks not being rude to each other. I prefer that too. You can love glitter and hate it, and we can all be friends. Amazing. What the fuck, who votes no on this stream? There's people who like cremes, and I wish them well, because we made that for them. So, I hope they get well soon. See, that's how you can kindly poke fun at other people's preferences without being rude. There you go. It's called humor. Some people out there need to learn it, but it's possible to love something and not hate on other people's love for something else. But just have a little fun with it, okay? It's nail polish and glitter. All right, let's look at our prototypes. This one has a longer story because she's old. She's from 2023. Okay. The first prototype for Waterworks was actually 2023. This is where I spilled the tea. Yes. Okay. She was originally prototyped for Holo Royalty 2024. Let me get you that statistic, which I also have. So, at the time, it was the Shimmering Secrets set, which was this. Okay, you do recall. Teal No Lies was an option, pitted up against Waterworks. Now, the tone of Waterworks was always like slightly aqua-ier. That's just the glitter. That's just how it is. And this was a little more darker teal, I would say, but like close enough in the same category. Like we wouldn't have released them at the same time, let's say. What do you think the statistics were? Obviously, Teal No Lies won. That's why it was released. But by how much? What do you guess was the ratio here? Yeah, and it's been 2 years, but now you can have both. Glitter is like nail armor. 51-49. 70-30. A lot. 70-30. A lot of you are saying 70-30. Oh, 55-45. That's close. Okay, interesting. Some of you think it was like pretty close, and some of you think it was not close at all. 60-40. Okay, it was 67% versus 33%. Still a clear choice, like an unfortunate landslide for glitter lovers that this formula was chosen. I mean, this is a fucking sick formula though. This is our metallic foil flake formula, which when we released this, people immediately died over, and which is why we've made more like this, like Sky Lounge, Stop Buggin', Thirst Trap. Those are all children of Teal No Lies. Not children, just relatives of different colors, I guess. But yeah, my hunch, you know, if I pair the 67 versus 33% royalty data back in the Shimmering Secrets vote prototype, what if I pair that data with what I know about people's feelings about glitter, I think that's what did it. I don't really think it was like the color, because like they're kind of similar. It was like, I want the not glitter one. So glitter lovers did not win that round, but they get to eat today. Let's see what chat says. All right, chat says glitter. 88% said yes. Even the fact that we're here talking about glitter and there's other options on the table. This isn't an all glitter collection. This isn't pixel perfect. Even still, 12% of stream is like, nah, bitch. I'm a creme girl. Which we can all sit at the same table. That means more glitter for the rest of us, you know? It's good. You are the father. Exactly, to Teal No Lies. Please release an orange color. Oh my god, no one will buy that. And I know this. There actually is an orange that we're working on in 2026. I predict it'll be the worst seller in that collection. But I would love to be proven wrong, so we'll see. Okay, wait, I gotta get to the tea because you see two prototypes here. Why? What? Okay, 2023 was when we originally developed this shade for Holo Royalty, which they said nah. And then I was like, okay, they're wrong. I really want to release this, so let's put it in Declassified of last year. So it was gonna be in Declassified of last year, which was ended up being these four. This one was supposed to be in it. But then we looked at the color story and we knew that David's tea not compared to that. We knew that David's tea was coming out in January. And then we were like, I don't know. If we release this in December, it's like right before David's tea. Are people just gonna yell at me saying, this is the same color? Even though like it's not, you know, and there's a different formula and you know. But I am slightly traumatized by this reaction that I mean, I get every launch, it doesn't really matter all the work we put into making sure everything is different. But we were like, okay, I think we need to move it. So it got rejected for a second time. The glitter lovers had to wait. Again. I'm sorry, but like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So we held it back, and at the time didn't even know if it was gonna land in next year's Declassified. It was almost gonna be just forgotten forever because it kind of, it made it so we couldn't even use the same like, oh, unreleased prototypes from this year. Because one of these is not from this year, it's from 2 years ago. So we were like, okay, Declassified should probably just be, like the story should be unreleased prototypes from this year, right? Like that's like the cleaner way to go about it. But then we're like, whatever, I don't care about that rule. And I just put it in this one. So I had to do it. Even though some of you may argue these are the same color. Which is fine. If you think they're the same color, you can pick one. Third time is the charm, I know. Finally did it though. I'm so glad we got to rescue her. I managed to get 2 colleagues into Holo Taco this year, so I do a big order for all of us. Every launch is UK based. Also grab some bits from my mom. That's amazing. Which one's your favorite? Make sea kelp into a glitter? Okay, let's relax, everybody. Hey, I am not against using 10 different teals in the most ultimate teal skittle. I know. Like, we don't even have 10 teals. We will get there one day. We will. We will get to 10. We will get to 20 purples probably. We will get to 40 purples. Maybe not 40 yellows. Sorry, Melvin Fluffy. We will do our best to not get to an infinite number of yellows, but I would die for prototypes from I Need Space. There is one that was considered and was actually a prototype for Advent Calendar too, but Call Me Vixen won instead. Okay, stop asking me for irrelevant tea. All right, so that's the tea for Waterworks. 2 times rejected, finally here for the glitter lovers. I hope we can keep her because she is very, very pigment dependent, unlike a creme, for example. Let's just finish off this video. All right, and there's the 4 of them. Like, they work together. Stunning, weird, moody, unexpected, lost, but not forgotten. So which one of these 4 are you claiming? Let's do a poll. All right, we're gonna do a poll. Ready? The day has come where we have 4 shades and 4 poll options. Oh, I just hurt my neck. Oh my God. I'm 37 years old. I got too excited. I kicked my neck. Sorry, let me put them on the screen. I feel like Octodad right now. Okay. Octodad underwater, seeking help. That's me. All right. Which shade from Declassified 003 is your fave? Which one are you most happy that we rescued? Okay, Seek Kelp. It's a hard one to say 10 times fast. Cool Ranch. A Well, a Wishes, or a Waterworks. 2 shade names with double W's. Crazy. www.holotaco.com. Okay, go ahead and vote. And while you're doing that, so you're picking your favorite. I know some of you are like, I want all of them because I like the outcasts. I hear you. But if you had to pick, like, which one are you most happy that we rescued from the ocean floor? From the soaking wet cottage, from Holo Royalties, bad decisions, you know, let me know. And as you do that, I'm gonna pee out the tea and I will BRB and I'll run a little ad. Let me know what ad you get to. All right. Don't lurk, vote. Thank you. We're back. Wake up. All the water references. Is this the unintentional wet collection? Yeah, it is. I guess. Like you got some soggy Cool Ranch. Waterworks. You crying. So we wish you well. That's backwards. And it's time you seek help. Actually, funny story that won't make any sense. I'm vague posting, but the other day we were in a team meeting deciding final shade names for I think it's a March collection. And when I decide, like when we go over the final shade names, I like to read them out together and create like a story, like insert shade name if you do that, like ad libs. Is that ad libs or mad libs kind of style? I don't know. Like the millennial in me just wants to do that, even though like that's not how we that's not how we write copy. But I was doing that, and that one was just so funny. They just all fit in like a stupid way. So I'm excited for that one. But yeah, when we're deciding on shade names, we kind of read them out together and be like, do they work? Can you tell a story with them? And do they just sound funny? Now, Declassified, the rules are a bit different because like they don't really have to match each other, although we have tried to make them all related to like the underdog losing or it didn't make it, that kind of vibe, right? Like sacrificial lacquer foiled again because it like didn't come out. But sometimes it just doesn't work. Like you can't force that and try and infuse the color and try and infuse the collection origin name. It's really tricky. Like 50 Shades of Grey, which was a declassified 001 shade, doesn't say anything about being declassified or, you know, being forgotten, but it's just what we named that bonus track. Like there's lore, right? So it really depends. We try and make them inspired by like they lost, boo-hoo. Okay, so like Waterworks, Well Wishes kind of work for that, but at the same time we try and tie them into its origin collection. So it becomes like layers and layers. And then you just want it to be a good shade name on its own. Like what if there's like a random person, like Bob is shopping at Holo Taco. Okay, Bob comes on our website and Bob goes, what the fuck, lab leak detected. And he goes, I don't know what this is, but seek help. That's a clever name. I'm gonna add it to my cart. Cool Ranch, that's me. I'm a Cool Ranch boy. Okay, that's a good name. I'll add that to my cart too. Well Wishes? Nah, I don't wish people well. I don't like cremes either. Waterworks, I love crying and going to water parks. I'm gonna add that to my bag too. Okay, see? You gotta think of Bob. What will Bob think of the shade names? Bob only buys puns, actually. Yeah, that's what it is. Bob needs to check out. He has 3 things in his bag. But at this point, Bob should delete those and just buy the set, because Bob will save money with the bundle. Duh. Be like Bob. Just buy the creme. Okay, let's look at the pollings. Who was that man? Is this a commercial from the 2000s? Yes, it is. Sorry to say I slept on Sticky Base. That's okay. I know why. Because it was released alongside Camping, which got more marketing attention. And that's just how it works. We can't hold your attention for too many things. I wish we could, but this is the human brain. Finally got her and used her on my last 3 manis. She is truly chef's kiss. Incredible lasting power. Thank you for your review. Don't forget to leave it on the Holo Taco website so other people can read that too. All right. What does chat think? What's your favorite shade? Wow. By a 4 percentage point margin. Cool Ranch is the winner. Okay, cool. That's pretty cool. That's a good one. I mean, I like that you guys feel happy that we saved a shade from Holo Royalty. You like the weird one. That's amazing. Yay. We did good. You didn't do good though, because you didn't vote her in the first time. So you can say thank you to us, actually. Cool Ranch, and then Sea Kelp. Seek Kelp. It's a double K in the middle there. Okay, you like the chonky flakies. And then Waterworks, which is very close. Or, oop, they just swapped. What? Okay, Sea Kelp and Waterworks are basically tied. It keeps flipping. And then Well Wishes at 7%, which is not surprising. Actually, Ben, are you alive? Are you at the bottom of the ocean? Can I get a sales order? Not a sales order, like I don't need to place an order right now, although Bob is in the middle of making one. But what is the ranking of these shades for early sale? It's only been an hour. Coming right up. Okay, he's alive. Thank you, Ben. He had his coffee. He had his coffee. I had my tea. All is well in this house. So usually, most people shopping on a launch day are interested in the whole collection, which is actually smart today because with any order, you get a free taco. Everything taco or just Go Dust taco. So, and there's also the bundled discount. Do we have enough purchase data yet? You know, like it's less than we would have if I like waited a month, assuming these were all in stock. But what I've typically found is that sale patterns or sales rankings in between the individual shades, even though like the end number is smaller 1 hour in than it might be like a month's worth of data, the relativity of the shades to each other doesn't really change that much. Only for things like a very more normie, wearable, traditionally girly color, those things will change over time. And that is because I think the people who are shopping on launch day are less likely to be that type of consumer and more likely to want the like weird, colorful, funky formulas. So sometimes, I don't think this collection will really apply because this is all just weird. This is not for the more normie customer out there, you know, who's like not Holo Taco all the time, you know. But sometimes we'll see a flip for shades like Milky White Shimmer is a really good example. Like it wasn't really like a top seller, you know, at the time when it launched, but over time it's something that people who are just shopping looking for like wearable neutrals would buy, that type of thing. So those I will see a flip. This one I don't think so. This creme might speak to more normies. That is a good point. This could be a more normie creme. I still think it's like still a slightly strange creme. It's a little muted. It's kind of depressing. So I don't know if it's gonna fit that core type of customer. Sorry, not core type of customer. Norm core type of customer. Is that the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Yeah, this chat is definitely weird, so. All right, okay. Sales data coming in from Ben. Early sales data. I'm gonna just rank it up on my desk. Oh, we have a plot twist that I haven't even talked about yet. Crazy. I love a plot twist. All right. Chat favorites were Cool Ranch, Sea Kelp, and Waterworks, basically tied. Okay, no, tied. Then Well Wishes, the creme at last by a huge margin. I'm not surprised with this audience and people wanting specialty formulas. Totally get that one. All right. Now, According to sales data, it's exactly the same, but Holo Magnetic Taco, hello? She just shot up there on top of all of them. No fucking way. We haven't even talked about her yet. That's crazy. I think because she was released actually last week for Black Friday, right? But I just haven't had the chance to amp her up at all. And now people are picking her up, but she's actually winning, which I guess makes sense because she's an individual and the other people are buying the bundle full. So yeah, okay, I get it. Yeah, you know, limitations on the methodology, but yeah, some of you are already noting that. Whatever. Let me grab. The data is what the data is, okay? Magnetic, but Holo Taco. We're gonna get to her, I think, hopefully. But I wanted to do the detectives deck. If we don't get to her, we will do her next weekend because I did prepare a bunch of combo wheels. More combo wheels. But that could be for the combo stream, which I am planning for next Saturday, which will also be a giveaway stream. We just got too much to do. There's just so much work we gotta do, okay? All right, there you have it, our sales lineup. Not surprising with these ones. Ben, are these two really close? That's what I need to know, because in chat, they're both like the exact same percentage. Are the sales of these close, of Sea Kelp and Waterworks? Because he has Sea Kelp listed as right after Cool Ranch and then this one, but like how close are these two? That's what we need to know. Are they close or like no, like they're evenly split? We'll wait for that. This is an extra point of clarification I require. I forgot Magnetic Taco. No! You need your Holo Magnetic. Okay, Ben says these two are pretty close. All right, so we are very much aligned with Weird Chat, which does not surprise me. I think we got to do the declassified Holo Del Tacos deck, and then we do comparisons. We got so much to do. Oh my god. All right, detectives. Okay, detective, since the declassified launch is basically yours, because it's inspired in part by detectives stalking our behind the scenes prototypes footage and you guys yelling at me for what to release. What did I do wrong this time? This is your homework. Let's watch. Throw it all the way back to Royalty 2024 prototypes with T14. And I did refresh, but I'll refresh one more time. And thank you to Ella and team who put this together in the Simplynailogical Discord server. Okay, December 2023, simply plotting royalty. How do you know these are royalty? Oh, you could see T14. You can see that. Oh my gosh, it's like pixelated and gray. Okay, this was part of the Holo Royalty survey on the right where we asked you this or that, and that's where the statistics I shared, which were 67% to no lies to 33%. I love being able to like finally share this. Backstage passes. This was the exclusive content at the time after Holo Royalty Shimmering Secrets released in April of 2024. We did the BTS where you saw T14. Aww. Oh, was I wearing it later that year? Because I thought it was gonna come out in Declassified, so I think I was like just testing it again. Or maybe I was just wishful thinking, I don't know. I was just praying for teal glitter. You spotted it on one thumb. Yeah, it was probably me like testing it for a production batch, thinking it was coming out in December. It would not. Spoiler alert. It would come out the following December. Missing. PSA, suspect was last spotted reading this announcement. What? Who, me? Am I the suspect? Have you seen this person? Star Topper, age 4 months. Last seen July 20th stream. Turquoise glitter. 10 months. No. Last seen July 7th. Dark Crush Emerald. Last seen June 30th. Licorice. Last seen November 9th stream. What? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Black licorice. If you have any information, please call the Holo Taco Detectives hotline. Should I be giving you this information? I feel like it's working against me. Okay, can I tell you a huge secret? That was, no, not the Star Taco. Star Taco was always going to be for something else. Like for, well, originally we thought it was for Disco Cowboy, but then I was like, I don't want to make that limited edition. It's going to be in camping. So, other than Star Taco, these 3-ish were supposed to be declassified last year, right? Because going solo did become one. But then we didn't do Waterworks. And we decided against doing the Emerald Green Crushed Hollow because those two in combination with Glazed Over the White looked too similar to the David's Tea release. So we moved the Emerald, what people refer to as the Emerald Green Crushed Hollow, we moved that and actually split it into 2 different greens, which what became Far From the Tree and Venetian Views in the Holo Renaissance Crushed Hollow collection. And then Waterworks got kicked down the line too and replaced with Camera Shy and Misfire. So that kind of looks like what was supposed to be last year's Declassified. But now we're here. Okay. Saddle up. Your custom prototypes are here. Exclusive con. Did you guys like respect the law at all? NDAs were signed and then shredded. Okay. This is some of the emails we sent out to Holo Royalty earlier. Well, it would have been last year for this year's release. And we made you pick WP6 versus MB3. WP6 being what won at a ratio of 66% voted this guy, the purple one, and 34%. The figures are rounded. Voted for what you guys nicknamed Mold. It's not Mold, actually. It's Cool Ranch, but okay, whatever. Mold is pretty, I guess. We think HO1 deserves a second chance. I don't think you do. I think it's like the orange frosted metal, which we did adjust since that original prototype, as you can tell. I just think it's not that pretty. But that's me, and I can be wrong. Okay, time for trivia. You're testing me? The fuck is this? What the hell did I walk into? Which one of these prototype pairs are both an MB3 match? What? I don't even understand the question. Pairs are... Oh, they're both MB3? Wait, how do you know? What? I mean, it's probably this one or this one. That's not the same shimmer, and that's not the same base. But these bottles... It's probably this one. But there was a slightly similar one prototyped for Underglow, which just like wasn't working at the time. But like, these things happen, right? Things kind of overlap in our... You take what we finally decide on for the collection of like, let's say 4 to 8 on average. And then you multiply each of those by sometimes up to 10. Sometimes it's only 2, sometimes it's 10. So think of like the tree of prototypes we have for every shade. You're bound to, over time, have prototypes from the tree, the branches, overlap with prototypes from other collections' branches that just are kind of close. That's what happens 6 years in. I think it's C. Is that right or wrong? And how do you know? Submit. Your name will not be shared. Don't tell them my government name. Is that right? It's green. Does that mean I win? What do I win? Wait, how do you know that you're right? Oh, is it from a BTS? You guys can't do this to me. I better have fucking gotten it right. Is that right? Oh, duh, it says it right there. See, that is Underglow. Okay, I was right. Underglow M1. It's not the same base. See, this one is brownier. This one is a little, like, purplier. Yeah. Okay, you have receipts? Okay, fine. I should not second guess you. You're right. And I guess you can't second guess me. All right. Behind the scenes, Underglow. Oh, I still want that purple. She just didn't make it. She was gonna be, and then it just didn't work. No, you know what it is? I have purple trauma because every time there is one purple in a collection, people scream. So I've like held back because I have purple trauma, even though like people want purple. This is a very, my head is constantly fighting with itself. I have cognitive dissonance over purple because of what customers have screamed at me. Yeah, I specifically want this one, but I don't know what to do with her anymore. She's probably just gone. We thought about, I need to stop talking. I thought about putting her in the Halloween collection, but then there was just vamping and we really liked the purple Crowley. So we're like, we can't do a purple Crowley and a purple sheerish Underglow. People will be like, that's too much purple. And I was like, you're right. Okay, fine. Purple trauma is valid. She's gone. I mean, she exists, but we just skipped her. I thought she would have been perfect for Halloween, but then I was like, we can't do just vamping, and we already aligned on like we wanted to build out our Crowleys, and that is a really good purple Crowley shade. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe next year release her and call her Purple Trauma. I feel like people would interpret that as insensitive. But it's just how I feel. Okay, environmental simply recycling prototypes. It's not the same. Okay, it's not the same. Was ME3 originally saved from Underglow? No. And it wasn't even inspired. I think we just overlooked her in Underglow. Like, we really were just, like, thinking in a different segment. But sometimes a little bit of overlap just happens, like, by mistake almost. Let's say neither. Teal glitter? Yeah, well, she got moved. No, not moved. You're gonna misinterpret that. She got kicked out, unfortunately, because it just felt too similar to other, not the same thing we're doing in January. And we always have to think about people saying, this feels like what you just did. Isn't this exactly the same as the thing that happened last month? And I'm always like, no, it's not. But it doesn't change people making assumptions. So to protect against assumptions, sometimes we have to go like this. We say, okay, never mind then. Never fucking mind. No. Do you want to see my notes? And that's what I did. I literally was like, I want it, but I'm gonna get yelled at, so I can't do it. No. I was referring to Waterworks and what we just discussed about it not coming out in the month prior to David's tea, which was Tealy vibes. So now at the time, I didn't think we were rescuing her again. That's why I was like, she got moved. No, not moved. You're gonna misinterpret that. She got kicked out. Like at the time when I said this last year, like she wasn't on the docket for this year's, right? I just thought we were gonna lose her forever. Yeah, I know. Because there was also other things that needed to be done, like supply chain checking for this pigment. And like, could we actually do it? Could we do it the following year? Yeah. So anyways, on this day, a funeral was held, but now a celebration of life is held because it's come back to life. That's not what a celebration of life is, but whatever. Unpacking, I'm wearing the same shirt. I just have different hair. That's so weird. I should buy more clothes. I'm not like a good influencer who always has like a different outfit on. I realized that the other day when I was looking through like other detective decks in preparation for the stream. I was like, I always wear the same clothes, just like a different color. It just looks like I don't have enough clothes. Ugh. Okay, I need a stylist. My hair is different though, so that helps. Girl, you stream in pajama pants? What do you want from me? I'm in my house. I am comfortable. I've got my tea, my nail polish, chat. What do you want me to stream in jeans? I don't think so. I am a professional gamer. I don't know if you know this, but my best gameplay that I played, definitely played all the way through, was Octodaddy. Okay, enough about my lack of clothes. Where did you get this? What's on my other hand? That's for me to know and you to maybe find out. Who knows? Maybe I won't release it. That's the problem. You just have no idea. I'm such a little bitchy girl. You can tell Simply vibes with this shade by the way she matched her shirt. Oh, yeah. I do like this color. And I did wear this shirt today because it does match the vibes. Okay, yeah. Behind the scenes, BTS exclusive content. Wait a minute, is that Kelpie spot? Yes, this is where you would have seen what was T2 that we tweaked a little bit. But you can see on this wheel, it's kind of messy, but there was a red X for T5, which is what became Wait a Minute, the like brighter, greener aqua. And then T2 being too dark. T1 just, it's kind of like a blend of T2 and T1, but you can see T1 didn't really have the flakes. Sometimes things were just prototyped slightly differently before we aligned on like, oh, we actually want chunky flakes everywhere. You know, the work in progress. Are these clouds... Oops, sorry, I'm gonna go back, get the audio. Are these clouds brown or purple? You tell me. And that one is neither. I'd say that's mauve-ish and didn't win the popular vote anyways, so it's an ugly cloud, I guess. Did I just call Cool Ranch ugly? I did. But we like ugly, okay? Born ugly, okay? Duh. That's me also in February telling you what was coming out in April. Someone needs to stop me. Or fire me. I don't know. Because this was before Holo wrote. I literally was just like, she lost. Hey, that's mauve-ish and didn't win the popular vote. Yeah. Don't catch me like this, okay? In 4K. Cottagecore prototyping play. Ah, here you go. Okay, this is where you've saved it from. So, see, that's Skipping Stones, right? 65.4 with the red X. And this is Well Wishes, but we did make it a smidge deeper. But you can see compared to like the other shades that we were looking at, for at least the bluey range, it just didn't really fit. It was a little more depressy. The suspect remained undetected by detectives who had eyes for other prizes. Are you... That's crazy. You clocked another type of taco? I will say nothing. Say nothing. I say nothing. Royalty 2020. Nothing. Royalty 2024 prototypes. Oh, this one I didn't release though. This one I didn't listen to you. Maybe eventually. I thought about it and then it just no. Like, I could see the mauve in like kind of like a weird, it's a little more eerie. Yeah. Yeah, I see the mauve. But this was me like knowing we just had to cancel it probably. And I was like, no. I have a hard time lying. Hello, MB3 2.0. When was this? June? Organizing my shit. Okay, that must have been declassified. Because that's probably when we have to start, or at least, yes, we re-prototype the prototypes. This is probably me testing. Oh yeah, it is. Because I can tell, okay, what you don't know about this picture is these are actually versions of MB3. One was a little bit darker, see on that finger? I think what I'm wearing is one was the original prototype, and then two were re-prototypes because things need to be re-prototyped if too much time has passed for a number of reasons. Just like these are the pigments we have now, you know, and then just trying to get it closer to when we actually need the approval. So we're not going to use a prototype from like 2 years ago and be like, make that go. Like, no, that will be re-prototyped, sent to me, tested. Maybe there's some version, like very minor differences, and then I sign off closer to, so we can place the pigment PO as close as possible to like, okay, this is what we just made. So it isn't like accepting something from 2 years ago. It always has to be re-prototyped. So that's why these are technically, yeah, another prototype of the same thing, but there's slight variation because like maybe we prefer it, you know, a certain way or the other. But these are such minor differences that it's not something I really include in behind the scenes because you can't really tell. But maybe this picture you can kind of tell. We ultimately didn't go for the one that was too dark. I thought the like more muted medium mauve brown just like was grungier in a way. And even though I love dark shades, I just thought that this one kind of helped fit the vibe and was actually closer to MB3. It'd be funny and wild if the HT team designed a collection that was a complete secret from you and you had no idea until launch day. Don't give them any ideas, okay? They probably already did that. And are just waiting to present it to me. Wait, no, but they can't present it to me. Is that your idea? Like, I can't know. That's actually a really good marketing idea. Like, my team released this collection and I didn't even know, so I'm learning about it. But like, how that this truly diabolical if that is real and authentic. Because how I approve everything that comes out. How am I supposed to approve it? Ben could know? So Ben would have to approve as like my proxy? Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. I don't know about that. He'll test the prototypes himself. Ben would swatch it. Wait, how would they be swatched? Ben can't swatch by himself. He doesn't know how to set up my lights or take pictures. Like, how would this even work? Like, I would just not swatch it. Actually, I kind of don't mind this idea. That means I have to do absolutely nothing. So I just get like a month off. Is that what you're saying? and then when I go, oh my God, it's live. Wait, what's live? I don't know. April Fools. I fear it's too soon to do an April Fool's collection like that because it's already December. Ben can swatch. Ben and Jen. Jen doesn't want to do that. She doesn't want. I'd have to pay her. Okay, well, I will take your idea and maybe suggest it. But like, what's the theme? It's just whatever they want. It's like another Declassified, basically, in spirit. Just like things they wanted that I said no to. What if it's like things Simply didn't want to release? Like I vetoed and they were like, no, you're wrong. We're picking. Declassified point 2. This could be kind of fun. Call it the None of Your Business collection. Birthday surprise collection. For my birthday, they release shades without my knowledge. Perfect. It's a surprise party. Yeah. It's basically a surprise party because we canceled my birthday collection. I already told you that. I am not having a birthday launch or even a birthday shade that's like named for me. We are working on fall though already. So I don't know if we can add another collection. I will only add it. Well, no, well, I can't add it. I'm not authorized. I will hypothetically think of whether we can add a release. I am completely unaware of its content. If everyone agrees to not be mad at me for adding another collection to the release calendar next year, okay? If you agree to not be upset, then we can consider. But it means adding another launch, so I don't know, you know. But the beauty is you could choose what you like or don't like. Do it, do it, do it. No extra collections. Andrea, the lawyer, said she doesn't want the team to decide. Ben said, wait, why did Ben say no? I agree to nothing? Well, that's useless. Simply complicated? Do it in 2027? Who cares, girl? It's your biz. Well, I won't know what it is. It can be an extra. It can't be an extra collection. Okay, Ben said no. Ben said we don't want more revenue. Okay. I'm gonna take that one back to the team. Everyone else still has to work on it. Fair point. This is true. And I have to do nothing. So in theory, other people have to do more work because I'm doing nothing. That doesn't sound fair. All right. Okay. We have completely derailed. Let's go back. Anyways. This one though. This was a darker one, more like seaweed shades. Honestly, when I first tried it, I was like, sold, done, don't change it. Because I really liked like the darker color seaweed. But true. The team fought me on it. And they were like, we like the brighter, we want to uplift, we want the whole collection to be bright. And we think this one's just prettier. And then I was like, fine. This is truth. That did happen. I was fought. And we went with a brighter palette, generally speaking, for the off the deep end with the flakes. But there was a seaweed prototype, but so help me, it was rejected. Wow, she just spilled all the tea. You guys got to stop doing this to me. This is your fault. Well, I was going to say unrelated launches. Just this one's unrelated, but that was off the deep end launch. I can tell by my outfits. But yeah, Seek Help, or So Kelp Me. That was a shade name we considered. There was also Kelp I Can't Get Up. That's a good one. They were all strong. Honestly, anything. Like, those three are all really good shade names. Your outfits help so much. They really do. I gotta keep wearing themed outfits. Except this launch. It's just teal. Alright. Chicago trip, mold. Yes, I am wearing mold. That was probably approving mini production, which is like a small batch before we make the biggie batch for Declassified. That would line up. Maybe, yeah, I think so. Tea and wait. My sense of humor is on board. Canada Dry. Okay. Sickly, shrimply, sneaky swatch session. Yes, I was sick and swatching this collection. Don't worry. I didn't touch any of the bottles you're going to get in the mail. Just mine. Mail from my shower continues. Ah, I tripped you. Topped with freezer burn? Yes. Okay, so I was wearing well wishes on my middle finger because I was swatching the macro application swatches. But I just threw some freezer burn on it just to like see what it looked like. And then you guys thought it was a polish. But I think you're smarter than I give you credit for, because immediately, unless you updated the slide deck, I don't know. But yeah, it was top with freezer burn. Happy Saturday, Shrimply. Intrigued by the Declassified 003 polish from a 2024 collection. Was it considered for Declassified 002? Yes, it was. And then don't remind me. We had to change it. Which I might have explained this. So maybe I just revealed everything. But that's a great question. That is a next level detective surprise Pikachu, not so surprised level question. What am I saying? Simply too busy being buffed to hide her nails. Oh, is that just wearing the whole collection? Yeah, it is. Okay. I just finished swatching the Skittle Manny. Oops. For the final pictures, you know, for these guys. Right? That's what I was doing. And then I was also in the gym and you clocked it. Okay. All right. Great. Way to spoil everything. I thought you couldn't really see it. All right. Shooting. There we go. Yes, I did leak well wishes. And on this memorable day, December 1st, she was finally laid to rest. Solo mission has sold out. She is sailing by herself on a piece of meat in the sea off to retirement land. R.I.P. Back to space you go. Back into the meat box. Yeah. Most of us maybe won't miss her because you also voted her like the ugliest shade. Thanks for that. Yeah, I hope you have a good salami mission back to outer space. Okay. RIP to Flash Drive, Red Flag Taco, Party One Purple, and Party Punch. There's just too many parties, I think. That's the problem. So, we gotta stop doing that. Oops. We just named something with the word party in it next year. I guess it's fine since these are gone now. It's just a good word. I'm in the volcano, Ascent 7. What are you saying, man? I will forever support Solo Mission. It's a pretty pale pink with sparkle. Yes. That's why it didn't sell well. You just said exactly why it didn't sell well. All right, last chance for featured guest. Leak Week, Leak Week. All right, you've seen this. Beautiful. Look at that. Look at this cohesive collection. It's so cohesive. I have a mood board. I'm just gonna interrupt the detectives with this because, don't you love when there's an accidental, like, vision that just comes together? Look at this. If we had a mood board to create these polishes, which we didn't, because that wouldn't make sense, because these were all rejects from past collections. But when we were envisioning, like, how to shoot the product, the art direction, etc., the team was like, okay, you know what? This is actually working. Why is this working? It looks good. But let's pull some imagery together and do the mood board backwards. But it kind of works, okay? Is this the best declassified collection? We need to, I think we need a vote. But I think I need to pull some reference pictures. But here's our mood board. Declassified 003, accidental backwards mood board. Waterworks, Origin, Shimmering Secrets Collection, Hollow Royalty. Well Wishes, Origin from the Cottagecore Collection. Seek Kelp was from the Off the Deep End Collection. And Cool Ranch from the also Hollow Royalty Disco Cowboy Collection from earlier this year. Someone leaked these unreleased prototypes. Have no idea who decided to do that. That's crazy. All right. I'm gonna pull up a picture. Declassified 00. I'm gonna pull them up for reference because I would love to do a vote. I'm just Googling it. I'm just gonna randomly pull. Let's do this picture. Okay, declassified 001. Where's my picture? I'm trying to find my pictures so that they're all the same. Okay, I'm just gonna steal Anchie's nails pictures. All right. Okay. This was last year. This was 002, right? We still have this up, so you can see that. Okay. Lulu, that's 002. And this was the first year. That was Declassified 001. Here, how do I make this bigger? It's gonna eat. It's eating chat, but just so you see, okay? Declassified 001. Rose Gold Flake Taco, overshadowed, 50 Shades of Greige, sacrificial lacquer, foiled again. Declassified 002, going solo, camera shy, glazed over, misfire. And then 003, which we've been talking about. I'm gonna do a poll. I'll show them again one more time. Okay, which declassified set was your fave? Like, I know there's technically 5 in one of them, but whatever, just ignore that. Just think of like the offerings, the colors, the vibes, the color story, however you want to interpret this question. So again, there's 001. This probably had the most variety in formula because it had a topper and a magnetic and a frosted metal and a linear and kind of this like metallic-y color. And then last year's, no magnetic or taco. They were all like full coverage type shades, but we had a crushed hollow, kind of a unique like burst stony dark garnet type color, and then 2 sort of underglow adjacent shimmeries. And then this year we have glitter creme, which was actually never previously in a declassified, a chunky flake, and an underglow style shimmer. So again, 001, 002, 003. What'll it be? You can't say all of them. You have to pick one. What was your favorite? Don't fall victim to recency bias. Oh, that's a good one, Katie. Recency bias, when the respondent is biased by what they most recently were primed to enjoy or like. In this case, it would be Declassified Tacos 003, and also the fact that I have it up on screen, so I can bias you just by changing what's on screen. This is actually also a human psychology class. Nail polish, yes. No, it's very true. It's a lot of social psychology in nail polish, how we like colors, how we argue over them, customer behavior, customer preferences. So some of you are saying you missed out. Well, some of 001 we did keep, right? 50 Shades of Greige, Rose Gold Flake Taco, right after that launch became, okay, we're keeping them around. Like, just such a good classic. And then Rose Gold Flake Taco, so pretty. Sacrificial Lacquer eventually came back as we were gonna just stock her. Now, overshadowed and foiled again are gone. Can't keep everything. And then for last year's Declassified, they are retiring, so this is their final season, but Camera Shy and Glazed Over have already sold out this year. They were restocked back in early November, so about a month ago. Going Solo and Misfire are still in stock, last time I checked yesterday, but they're on their last little leggies. All right, let's see. Which Declassified set was your fave? Oh, it's pretty close. That's, okay, 36% said this year's 003. 35% said 001. That was our very first one, which isn't really cohesive. It's like, I guess, kind of Christmas, but also like Rose Gold Flake Taco. What? Okay, but that's super close. And then in last place by a couple points is last year's. Wow, things could have been so different if I like didn't change last year's, but then they wouldn't be in this year's. It's crazy. It's crazy how that works, you know? Just the decisions I make about nail polish can just affect our future. Okay, let's close that poll and continue on with the detective's deck. It's a good little interlude. What will it be for DC 003 decoding declassified? Okay, you guys are building, you're building the evidence board. As evidence comes in that you screenshot from me. Yeah, you figured it out. Or you updated it live, one or the other. No, you figured it out by like yesterday. Okay, they look good together. What's this? Voted worst selling by the Discord? Okay, this is kind of fun. You guys do this on your own and you vote amongst the community. Let's see if you're right. Yeah. Well wishes voted worst selling. True. I mean, we knew that. Like, we know that Krems is probably going to sell less. That doesn't mean it's not going to sell well compared to our other Krems. Maybe once we give it time to stabilize. I do think it's a good color as a creme. Voted best selling by the Discord. No. That's off. It's actually Cool Ranch, which is surprised. No, actually, I'm not surprised. Because even though this Waterworks color, I think is like really speaks to some people's core and their soul, the formula of glitter is always going to sit at a disadvantage. Always. Because it's glitter. And I don't agree with that statement. But I know it is a statistical fact after many times of polling people and being like, are you sure? Are you sure? Yeah, no, they're sure. Glitter is gonna be at a bigger disadvantage because people just don't want to remove it, I guess. So it makes sense to me that Cool Ranch is actually winning. Yep. Voted least favorite by the Discord. Least favorite and worst selling. Ah, I see. You got a different question. Voted favorite by the Discord. Okay. I mean, favorite and best selling are two different things, right? Like our chat opinion poll. But our chat opinion poll found the same order. Mind You, Seek Help and Waterworks were like basically tied. So I don't think I want to eat this polish. What, you don't want to go down a well and eat rotting seaweed? What's wrong with you? What is this? Is this the inside of a clam's esophagus? Do clams have esophagi? Is it esophagi if it's singular? Who's that guy? I don't know anymore. Someone send Simply Help. She got that fungal infection. The fuck? That's right now. Hello? Is it because my skin looks a little bit yellow because it's being thrown? Help! It's the color balance. What do you want me to do? Or no, you're just talking about mold. Oh, I see the joke. Okay. Yeah, you called this mold. That's all from us. Thank you, Simply and the Holo Taco team. Shout out to mods, the warehouse, and customer service for all the people emailing saying I forgot to add Holo Magnetic Taco. We thank customer service for doing what they can. Unless the order label's already been printed, then they can't help you. Bingo! Let's play bingo. Sorry, I don't actually have bingo. I just want to play it. I will share the link in the chat. Bingo. Ban, are you there? Can I have tea? Seaweed brain bingo. Okay, we'll play bingo and then I'll do comparisons. We need a little game. We need a little game interlude, a little intermission for my brain. Seaweed brain bingo. Waterworks bestseller. No. But now you can understand statistically, glitters never, doesn't matter the colors unless everything else is yellow, except the glitter. Glitter will never be the best seller in a mixed formula collection. It never has been, it never will. Unless there's like a huge advantage for color and disadvantage for the others. I don't agree But that's just what happens. Mac, we're gonna do comparisons right after this. I know I'm doing it backwards. Well wishes worst seller. Okay, that we knew just because it's a creme. Has nothing to do with its color. Detective slides, yes. 2025 opinion survey. When are we gonna do that? I think we're gonna do that for January, because that's what I did last year, right? Oh, people are, so let me clarify what we're gonna do for the rest of the stream. The rest of the stream, we're going to do comparisons of the new declassified shades, because that I would like to get to, although there should be stories up on Holo Taco's Instagram. But I like doing them with you guys. And then in the interest of time, I think what I'll also do is save holomagnetic taco combos, of which I have many to walk you through, for next week when we do a combo stream, because I want to do a special chat request unhinged combos, and we could do that next week. Thank you, Ben, for the tea. Refill. Oh, sorry, I was just saying that to chat, but you could take the other cup if you want. And next Saturday, La Boo Boo. No. Next Saturday is also going to be a giveaway stream. What? I'm giving away Ben. He just screamed, what? I'm giving away my La Boo Boo. No. I don't think they can hear you. No, we're plotting some some giveaways for next Saturday, including the PR list giveaway for an entire year of Holo Taco. That's crazy. Okay. As for the opinion survey and Holo Taco retirement stream and best-selling data and our annual review, there's a lot of things that happen to land in the holidays, which is great. That's gonna be in January. At some point in January, we will do the retirement stream, which is where I announce some of what's being retired, but we are doing things differently this year, where we're gonna have rolling retirements. I don't know if most is the right word, but a chunk of what's retiring next year will be announced in January, as I have in the past, alongside a presentation of best and worst sellers. But then we're going to do rolling retirements throughout the year that doesn't have an entire stream based upon me announcing them, just to reduce, like, I don't know, FOMO and me doing multiple retirement streams, and to allow for flexibility for supply chain to retire things when it makes sense, because it doesn't make sense to do like bulk retirements all on one day and never again until a year later. Like, it's really not logistically helpful. So we're gonna try and help the logistics a little bit by, there's just gonna be random polishes that retire throughout the year. It'll be shared in a slightly more low-key way, or by adding to a page that says leaving soon type of thing, because I just don't think it's a good idea for me to like, we're retiring this shade, big deal, and like do that every 2 months. I'm just saying every 2 months. I don't know. I just like feel like that's annoying. So we're gonna retire as many as makes sense in January for the pigments, for the inventory, and then there will be rolling retirements. Okay, but I still want to do an opinion survey on like your favorites, like regardless of sales. So that's gonna happen too. Got to work on all these things for January, but you would get the survey before, and that survey is usually like, I just ask you guys. That's not a Holo Taco official opinion survey, so do not be confused. Holo Royalty is getting actually maybe 2 surveys. That is not even the opinion survey. Or is it? We might have some overlap, but I'm just gonna collect your data in all the ways that I want to, okay? I need to seek help for my data obsession. Okay, anyways. Mold nickname offend simply. It doesn't offend me. Uncheck. I like it. Holomagnetic shown. I mean, I did show it. It's the best-selling nail polish individual today. Don't spoil future Advent days. Oh. Did I do that? Do you want me to do that? Shade comparisons, not yet. We're gonna do that right now. The team fought me. Yeah, the team did fight me. Which is maybe why they wouldn't mind releasing their own collection without any input from me. Featured guest sells out. Did it sell out? I don't think so. No, it's still here. No bingo. Doritos on screen? No. Ben feral chats? Yeah, and just feral behavior. Mary Saint Nicolaus Day? Is it? I don't know what that means. Poll about mold? No. Detectives? Okay, no. Mood boards? Yes. Simply themed outfit? I mean, yes. Also, my gym outfit matched the collection, so there you go. Launch video takes 80 million minutes. Yes. Solo mission is gone. Polish combos? No. Might have to say that to next week. Chat asks about 2026 retirees. You just did that. Seasonal explanation? Oh. What was that? What do you need to know? What do you want to know? Prototype histories? Yes. 2026 declassified? Haven't thought about that yet. Teal color perception? I did talk about your screens. Favorite shade pool? Yes. Okay, did I not get bingo? I need to make it happen. Please, everyone buy featured guest, and then I'll be offended by mold. You said no more seasonal? I did say that. I said, I mean, someone has the quote somewhere. I said, I think we need to do away with or cancel seasonal for a number of reasons, including it's confusing and it's annoying for the lab to like bring it back just for this. And then we have too many things that roll into the same seasonal category that it doesn't make sense to bring back that many things if you start accumulating year over year, so that we end up having to retire some of them anyways, just to have a more reasonable number of what the lab needs to make all at the same time. So is it seasonal if it's, we gotta kick some of them out to keep the more recent seasonals? That's what I said, I think. Or maybe I just elaborated slightly. So, you know, the reality is, I was happy. No, I wasn't happy. We could have ended seasonals like right now and just launched Declassified, but there wasn't a decision. It would have had to launch as just limited edition so that we didn't feel like we have to keep making them all year. That's the truth. And so we stretched that to like, I don't want to upset people by releasing a limited edition collection after Advent and after how Advent sold out so quickly, that we have no choice but to make this seasonal and not limited edition, basically. That's how I just felt. Like, I mean, I did have a choice. I could have done limited edition, but someone got bingo? Okay, there you go. There's your explanation. But we made it seasonal because I didn't want to upset people. So the goal is to make them again, even though it's annoying next year. We can't just keep them and promise them all year. I think that really doesn't work for some of the pigments that we've selected. And I don't think you can compare what we do at our scale to other brands' abilities, strategies. You know, everyone works with different manufacturers, different levels of manufacturers, different sources, and different scales of production. And we are doing like mass production for every launch. And it is much easier when you're doing mass production to do a shit ton at the same time and then never again. But that would be unreasonable to do every launch like that. But that makes more sense, which is why it is actually helpful for our back-end operations to do limited edition collections generally. Like, obviously we can't do them all the time because that's upsetting and not fair. I agree. But doing them sometimes actually really helps our processes. So yeah, it's good for our ability to make nail polish and bad for customers if you do it too often. It's a tricky balance. Yep. Pre-order? No, I'm not doing pre-orders. Okay, I'll never say never. I think we did one once. I'm not doing it, and it would not have made sense for Advent Calendar because we had to place some of those orders for some of those components like almost a year before. And how would I show you what you're ordering? How do you know what you're ordering if it's not fully finished, photographed? Because that doesn't happen until, you know, a couple months at most before launch. So when am I asking you a year before we have a hypothetical product based on no pictures and asking for you to pay in full? No, not happening. Or am I asking for you waiting until we have pictures, which is not closer until like it makes sense, and then it doesn't logistically make sense, especially when you have so many unique components if you're talking about an Advent calendar. And I also just in principle don't like asking people for money far in advance. Ask us 1 month before. Okay, well, I can't do that. We've already ordered all the components several months before that. So if I already ordered them and then I'm doing a pre-order, that's a lie. Because I'd have to have a cap on the pre-order. So what's the point of a pre-order? It's not really a pre-order. I think this might be very best practice, good practice for smaller indies. Like maybe that's why you're coming from. It doesn't work at our scale for the most part, especially when we have collection boxes and packaging. So we kind of I would prefer to forecast appropriately as best as we can, have to acknowledge business risk, can't go crazy, and then, do our best. Now, every business is different. We work with for the Advent calendar, there were so many different tiny pieces of the puzzle that had to ultimately come together and get assembled. So when you're dealing with that, that makes it even more impossible. It might be totally different for merch companies, for example, who do things in one house. Well, not someone's house, but you know what I mean? For us, it was multiple different pieces coming from all different places that needed to be brought in on different timelines and then put together. So that makes sense to me. And I don't want to take your money 9 months before. I'm just guessing 9 months. That doesn't make any sense. But maybe it makes sense for other companies that have different models of how they produce things, or maybe they have different business risks that they just can't take on in the same way that we do when it is a business risk, because we're buying everything up front by not doing a pre-order, you know what I mean? And then just hope people buy it when we release it. But that's just the way I've always preferred to do it, with the complexities of the nail polish supply chain at the scale that we operate. It's different for every business. This really doesn't, you can't take what I just said and apply it to some competitor, okay? Because they might have a totally different way of doing things. I feel like I need to asterisk with that. Okay, that was way too much explanation, and I didn't even get bingo. Let's do comparisons. The deposits would sit on the books as a liability until... Yeah, I actually think there is some rules. I don't know, I haven't considered this, so I didn't look into it. But there is, shipment rules. How fast you need to ship something if you take consumers' money. I don't know what it is, and it might depend on the industry. Also, what if the Advent calendar didn't work out? What if I asked for your money for a hypothetical thing we didn't have a picture of 9 months in advance, and, there was one thing that went wrong, and then we had to delay it. That just seems like a huge risk on so many levels. So there's and tariffs. Okay, you know what? Erase everything I just said. The real answer is tariffs. And more than just the tariffs itself. I mean the unpredictable challenges of the global supply chain. Too long, didn't listen. Supply chain. Okay. All right, let's move into comparisons of the new Declassified. All right. Who wants to fight? I'm rolling up I don't have sleeves, okay? What Nightshade. Do you think these are exactly the same? Go on, let me know. We're doing comparisons. With your left out of it collection, maybe you participate, but only to control for quality of product. Yeah. But then it's not a surprise to me. I'll just have to act surprised. I'll just, you know, use my acting skills. Make it a Kickstarter. Imagine I started a Kickstarter. I was like, I'm asking everyone to fund everything. That'd be insane. That's one way to get canceled. Okay. Well, here, let's do the creme first. I'm seeing people ask for creme comparisons. What do you want? Cold Slate? Julian. Julian! Perry Social. Cold Slate is over here. Duct Tape Gray. Okay. And the cottage core. Well, we already did that, but I will bring it back. Bet Blue, I need a dupe. Well, if I duped it, people would just be mad. So I'm not gonna do that. Sorry. We will never make a color exactly like Bet Blue in that formula. Now, maybe eventually we'll release another light blue. Well, we did with Skipping Stones, but it's different. And Too Good to Be Blue. Here, let's pull all those. Okay. I was like, where did I put it? I'm gonna pull Cold Slate and the gray after, because there's just too many. Bloop, bloop, bloop. All right. Okay, so you can see we've got my labeling. Well Wishes on the bottom. Then we've got Perry Social, which is a brighter purple. I'm gonna pull it back a little bit just to get a little more color context in the frame. And so, yeah, so Lavender Retired. That was kind of like a muted lilac-y. Perry Social, I wouldn't call it muted. It's a little more vibrant pastel-y periwinkle. Well Wishes is moody. It is a shade or two darker than anything around it, I would say. It's grayer. And yeah, it's closer to gray. But it's still kind of periwinkle. It's a periwinkle gray. Bet Blue is brighter, lighter, airier like the sky. Skipping Stones is much paler, but a little bit more mutier. And Too Good to Be Blue is more of a pale cyan blue. Oh, wow, that's so different. Are you serious? Every time I do this, people are always like, oh my God, that's so much more different than I thought. Why would you doubt me? Can we see Nightshade? Sure. Nightshade. It's like day and night. Crazy. Sorry. I don't trust your word. I'm sorry. That's crazy. We've been here together for how long? Almost 10 years. What do I need to do to convince you to believe in me? Okay, let's get Cold Slate and grays. Let's find the grays on my creme wheel. There we go. I'll grab Foreshadow too, even though that's like warm, but just for funsies. All right. Cold Slate is blue. Blue steel muted. Well Wishes is definitely periwinkle. So it's a little, just a little girlier. It's sad girly though, okay? And there's Duct Tape Gray and Foreshadow, which is our warmer concrete gray. Must have more Bet Blue. What about a crushed hollow or a chunky glitter? Being Bet Blue. Well, there was from Royalty. Yikes. But that one didn't get voted back. Having said that, Well Wishes is a really pretty office-friendly shade. Is it? Perfect for cold grade days. It is. Yeah. No, not the NDA. I mean this. That didn't get voted back. That's kind of similar to Bet Blue, right? Like, yeah. But you guys picked Teal No Lies. Oops. Love the gray Skittle. Oh, I do think it is, yeah. I think people are trying to get a relative sense of color since screens are not accurate, not necessarily doubting you. I do think it's a little bit of both. Ironic, your name is Contrarian. I absolutely, like when people say, oh, I want to see like how relative difference, you know, I want to see these as a Skittle. Of course, I absolutely hear that. But there is also people who are like, this looks exactly like Perry Social. And it's like, no, it doesn't. Here, you know, or maybe it does to you, and maybe you don't need both. That's totally up to you. But I just don't think it's fair to say something is exactly the same thing, or to say that we're duping ourselves to make money, which I have seen. And I'm like, that's not what we're doing, guys. Like, I spend hours, no, days, weeks fixated over tweaking things to make as meaningful difference as possible. Whether it's like this formula is a little different than this one, or this undertone is different, to make sure that we're A, filling gaps, and B, not duping ourselves. So I guess when I see comments that are coming at it from like the negative perspective, I'm always like, you don't see the effort I put in. And no one wants to be misunderstood. Remember when I said that the wrong way once? That was an iconic moment. I remember what stream that was in. But I one time said like, I just don't want to be understood. Is that what I said? And then I was like, fuck, no, that's not what I meant. Okay, some of you recall that. It happens. I appreciate comparisons. Love when you do these. Of course. She gets really excited to release polishes. I do. She's got shrimp eyes. I do. I have shrimp eyes, which means I can actually see more colors than you. I think. Is that what that means? Okay, that was Well Wishes, a muted, dusky, gray-y, depressed periwinkle. It is depressed periwinkle. Okay, Pantone. I have a suggestion. Instead of like white padded wall white, how about depressed periwinkle? Sad girl Perry. Soggy cottage core. Okay? I think it's a little more of the vibe. I think it's more fitting for the subsequent year based on the year we've had, you know? It's actually a color. Pantone colors. So I reject your white padded wall white minimalist blah, and I raise you a depressed periwinkle. Okay, I'm referring to Pantone announcing that the color of the year was white. Yes. We got to do a whole stream on that, I think. I think when I do nail trends 2026, I'll include Pantone's white. That's just crazy. We got to save all this. All these thoughts need to be saved. But there was like other brands that are now starting to say best color because they're sick and tired of Pantone's crazy behavior. And I agree. Like what white? What is this? Okay. But I saw some other brands say like a deep teal was the color of the year, and I'm just like, you know what? I agree. I could get on board with that one. The Pantone color should be called Trad White. Honestly, yeah, like that's what it's giving. Save that joke. Say that joke again when we do that stream in 2026. Okay. Next up, let's compare Cool Ranch, Cool Whip. No, not Cool Whip. Cool Ranch. Okay, what do you want to see this compared to? I'm gonna guess Underglow. And maybe Sophia. Sophia? Oh, there she is. Maybe Alien Infatuation? Camera Shy? Yes. Okay, got it. Disco Cowboy? Yeah, okay, we'll do that again. I'm wheeling and dealing over here. Who gave Pantone the Color of the Year authority? I don't know. I think they just gave it to themselves. I mean, who gave me the authority to do any of this? I guess you guys did. This is actually your fault. The colors I released are your fault. Okay, that's literally declassified 003. They need to be revoked. Well, that's up to us, the population, isn't it? To revoke their credibility or just to not listen to them. Like, the problem is that, okay, we're on a total tangent. We gotta save this for the next stream, but I can't help myself. My watch is telling me to stand. Shut up. Us as a collective, us, including brands, reinforce Pantone's position in society as some authority of color by doing things like, oh, the color of the year is white. Okay, you could buy our white lint roller. So they reinforce Pantone's position in the marketplace, okay, by doing that. If you just don't do that, then you don't reinforce it. Interesting. Yes. So I don't know. Like, we haven't posted anything that says buy white. But I actually think it would be funny if we did, because we would do it as a joke. I mean, I would think it was funny. Maybe that's just my sense of humor. Because I would have written the copy like, our favorite color is white. Like, I would do it as sarcasm. Oh, but the real joke is all the specialty whites have been retired. Yeah, exactly. So you can't buy them. Yeah. The ivory tower joke does write itself. It's not pure white though. It's off-white. It's a little too ivory, you know, but it does. Yeah. Are you feeling all white? No. I need to seek help. I think we need a new color of the year. I do agree with the dark teal, to be honest. Okay, anyways, where were we? Comparisons of Cool Ranch. Let's do Alien Infatuation. A distant cousin, maybe. Similar vibes. They're both kind of weird. Yeah, these are two weirdos hanging out together. It's like two people on Discord in a voice chat. Sorry. I don't know if they look good together, but they're related. Which is good, because, like, you shouldn't be together if you're related. That's illegal. All right, here's the Underglow collection. It kind of vibes with it a little bit, right? Like, they're similar. Although I might think that the pigment size of what's in Cool Ranch is, like, slightly larger. But if you like smooth, sophisticated shades with a pop of shimmer in the light, I do think Cool Ranch is a good one, but only if you're weird. Only if you're like grunge 90s, a little dirty dirt, a little moldy mold. Yeah. It's not as like ethereal and pretty as Underglow. How about Sophia? Okay, there's Spirit Fingers. R.I.P. We miss her. She is stunning. Cool Ranch is a very Sophia shade though. Like she got this in the mail, I think, already. I wonder if she's gonna pull that one first. Although she does like dark teal. I could see her liking Cool Ranch and Sea Kelp. I think it's between those for her. But formula wise, as her nail polish bestie, I feel like she would go for this one because she likes the more smooth, sophisticated formulas, as we learned in her original collection. Yeah. It looks good with Brucey. Oh, it does look good with Brucey. Yeah. These do look good together. All right. Here is Cool Ranch and Camera Shy. Camera Shy has a smaller pigment that is pink, but you can see that the pigment size is different, right? So it's not just the color of the shimmer, the size or the micron or whatever size can vary and does kind of change how something lands. I might have to do those two together. That was stunning with Brucey. Yeah, for sure. Okay, what else should I compare Cool Ranch to? Oh, Disco Cowboy. Right, so these have the same or similar blend of shimmer, but Moonlit Rodeo had that more obviously purple base, which is what was chosen by Holo Royalty. So otherwise they're similar with that like cyan kind of twilight vibey shimmer shift, but the base was very different. Cool Ranch and Camera Shy give a Cyber Girl vibe. They do. They do. Weird would be a cool gradient. Maybe it would. I just drank my hair. Sorry. Okay, next, let's do these two. Where did I put them? Let's do these two together because they're not far apart on the like color wheel, right? Turquoise, teal, aqua, bluey, blah, blah, blah. That's how I describe it to the lab. I go, give me the blah, blah, blah in the middle. What would you like to see compared to these two tealy turquoises? Emerald City, Starry Eyed, okay. Yep. Where's my birthstones? Where's my birthstone wheel? Oh, there it is. Teal No Lies, yep. We already did that, but we will do it again. Oops, I just hit the keyboard. Wanderlust. Okay. Yes. Yes. Never Tied Down. Okay, that's a good one. That is a good request. Playing with Sapphire. Yeah, I got the Birthstone wheels. One of the first glitters. Okay. Got the glitter wheel. And let's do, I'll pull Pixel Perfect. Okay, this is a super set of wheels. This is a super set. All right, let's do the glitter first. Okay, so, no, let's do this one first. So you know our OG classic holo glitter formula. Between 2 and 3 sizes of hexes, which are like those little pigments that make up the glitter. Typically different colors of holographic glitter, sometimes blended with silver, just depends on what's available. But formula-wise, Waterworks is on par with our, you know, what we call OG glitters, right? But just look at this stunning color that just never existed before. These are all of our OG glitters, like the same formula ones. Like there's Frostlight, and there's Everything is Pine, Midnight Spark, and we just never had like an aqua blue, turquoise, teal, ocean, tropical. Yeah, I love, love, love this color in this formula. Ugh. Okay, sorry. You don't want seafood in my mouth. Not that I'm eating, but. All right, here's Pixel Perfect. So shade-wise, it's a little bit closer. The formula is different. As you know, with Pixel Perfect, we added these tiny little squares or perfect diamonds, however you want to put it, that blinged it up a little bit. And there was disproportionately more silver holo glitters in these because they landed slightly closer to a pastel, so they could be a little bit lighter and brighter, versus our more OG formula, which typically would try and rely on a colored holo glitter. But what that does is it usually just darkens the shade overall if it's like a rich color. So I think as a Skittle, 8-bit blues is probably my pick to do like darker and then a little bit lighter. It's a pool party, yeah. So those are the glitters. Now for color, let's compare it to Never Tied Down, which I think is maybe the most similar question mark in color, but it's just reads so different. Like Never Tied Down, although it does have some crushed holo in there and some flakies, it's ultimately smoother, and I would say it's a little more green leaning turquoise. Yeah, it's a little more like Caribbean turquoise. So could work as a Skittle, but the tone of it's a little bit different. And that's in large part because Waterworks is directly driven by the color of that specific kind of aqua teal turquoise holo glitter. Like that pigment just is what it is. We can tweak the jelly a little bit, but we're never gonna change that particular glitter color, which is making up this product like so much. That's what it really depends on. That's why if that particular pigment is ever not available, or like the color's weaker or different, we would never be able to recreate it with this intensity, which is why it is kind of a risk. But I love it too much, so we're just gonna table that hypothetical challenge for later. What else? What else? The flakies? Or no, well, you know, we'll do that one when we do sea kelp. Someone asked for Wanderlust. That's an interesting one. I don't see it. Oh, here, I gotta put my hand under it because it does kind of change. But that's kind of a cool pairing. What are you doing? Ben is lurking. Okay, Teal No Lies, which it is sort of similar to in color, right? As we discussed earlier, it was these two pitted up against each other. Holo Royalty ultimately voted 60-something% for Teal No Lies, and the glitter was left behind. But like Skittle Manny, stunning, beautiful. Love them together for sure. I'd say Waterworks is like slightly aqua bluier. Menchie! Are you feeding her? Is she at the bottom of the ocean? Here, Menchie, I'm gonna drop us to the bottom of the ocean. Menchie! Where'd she go? Come here. What color do you want? Look at the little sea creature. Menchie! Sea kelp! Yeah! Good girl, okay. We had to lure her with treats. Fish food. Okay. Menchie, what color do you want? What color do you want? She's just smelling my fingers now because they smell like treats. Oh, she's licking my fingies. It's like fish food. I'm just feeding my fish. All right, where were we? Okay, you saw Teal No Lies. Here, I will go back to Seek Help, but let's just stay on this one. So that's Emerald City, different colors. Playing with Sapphire, very navy blue compared to this more like aqua-y. Aqua-y. Starry-eyed from the After Party collection, much more muted teal, whereas this is intense, saturated aqua turquoise. It's actually, I find it really hard to describe the teal, turquoise, aqua complex. Like those shades in that range in between blue and green are actually so much more complicated than you think theoretically it should be. Like, isn't that crazy? There's such a wide range between teal, but also like a muted teal, and then turquoise, and then aqua, and then like more aquamarine, and then there's also like cerulean blue. Like there's just so much range in there. Nails are chatting. That's crazy. The problem with the royalty vote to bring back things is that sometimes they're wrong. Example, Spyglass. Yeah, you guys kind of fucked up. You could have had Spyglass and then Waterworks, but then you wouldn't have had Teal No Lies. So next time, just ask me directly. I could ask Nails directly. That actually seems reasonable. Now, with Holo Royalty, obviously you don't know what we're releasing, so we do try and like consider that when the votes are close. You know, we will kind of use discretion, which we always do when we're coming out with Holo Royalty's collection. There's a lot of our discretion also because it can't just be all purple. And we forced an orange in there, you know, for some color variety. You know, you would not have voted for orange, but we forced it upon you, but made it a frosted metal. So we have done ranked choices in the past, and I think that's how we're gonna do the next survey. But some people don't understand the question, which is kind of sad. I always do ranked choices when I do the Menchie Gang survey. So if you're in the Menchie Gang survey, I've always done ranked choices. It does make it more complicated to collect and analyze, but that's kind of a smaller server. So we could do it that way. I will say that it doesn't really change the answer. Actually, I know this. For Holo Royalty Shimmering Secrets, Disco Cowboy, and the next one that's being released, which some of you already know, the color story, we did do a ranked choice, did we not? If not for all three, it was at least for the most recent, where it was like, pick your favorite first mood board, your first choice. Okay, now pick your second. Okay, now pick your third. And then what I did is I analyzed it three ways. So I just took like, what's the favorite for number one? What's the favorite for number two? What's the favorite for number three? Then rank those all. And then I did an aggregate to like the total number of people who voted for each mood board, whether it was choice 1, 2, or 3. And no matter which way I analyzed it, the responses turned out the same, at least for the most recent round of Holo Royalty. For the last round of Holo Royalty, it was actually between two mood boards, which is why it kind of like got merged. Wait, no. Was that Disco Cowboy or this one? I think it was Shimmering Secrets. Yeah, it was this one that two mood boards got merged. I have to look at my decks to remind myself. But we have done a lot of ranked choices, and I guess Too Long Didn't Listen is it doesn't really change what people vote, generally speaking. Yeah, the math still maths out the same. It's just more work. You're just trying to make me do more work. That Squishy King, it was literally my least favorite mood board. Well, Squishy, unfortunately, some mood boards have to rise up as king, and it can't be everyone's all the time. That's just how the world works. Guess what? It was more people's favorite mood board than yours. So you love doing my work? Yeah, why don't we just clean up more crime scenes? Okay. All right, that was Starry-Eyed. Let's compare. I don't think there's anything else like her. Here's some of the dark rainbow linears. Not really there. Oh, hydropower. She's deeper than hydropower. Yeah. Well, hydropower being a linear holo, also lifting a little bit lighter. It's a little more turquoise green leaning to me. Also, just a little, but it's also lighter. Steep Dreams. Where were you an hour ago? I just here said that this is why these weren't released back to back. I mean, it's kind of in between color wise. Obviously, there is no glitter formula in the David's Tea collection, other than a couple little scattereds or crushed holo. But Steep Dreams I would describe as more of a warm navy, if that makes sense. And obviously that's totally different colors. Okay, let's do Sea Kelp. Sea Kelp, if you need it. If your eyes can't see the difference between these colors, you know, call a friend, ask for help. Don't be afraid. Hit me up. All right. Here's the Holo Renaissance collection. Actually, I think Venetian Views is a really pretty pairing because they both got that like tealy kick. And here is Teal No Lies. Let's put her on top. Teal No Lies. Oh no, I like that better. Okay, for thinking Skittle Manny wise, I think these formulas really complement each other because you got a super smooth one and then you got a chunky motherfucker. Okay, like those two together, that's a hot Skittle Manny. The shades are like close, but the contrast of formulas is perfect. Perfect. In a couple easy coats. Let's compare to Burstone. So Emerald City is just that, more emerald, more greeny. And the formula is not the same. The Emerald City formula was kind of like a one-off unique one. It's kind of a blend of iridescent unicorn type skins, but they're smaller and they're not the same chunky, like slightly more 3D ones that we used in the Off the Deep End collection. So these two read quite different to me for that reason. And the undertone and the color is different. Here it is compared to Playing with Sapphire. Those are kind of pretty. Like you could do a deep sea Skittle with these. The flakes are smaller, but I kind of like that triangulation of colors, right? If you really love deep teal, deep greens, emeralds, like these three, beautiful. That's Emerald City, Sea Kelp, and Playing with Sapphire together. Gemstones from the ocean. Okay, what else do you need to see this compared to? Oh, we could do that compared to Starry Eyes. Starry-Eyed, not eyes. I'd say Sea Kelp is like more vibrant and less muted, even though it's darker. And then just for fun, we'll show compared to Wait a Minute and the Off the Deep End collection again. But yeah, much darker, more seaweedier. And here it is compared to Lost in the Woods and Sunken Secrets. Either direction actually works. It's kind of right perfectly in the middle and could complement either the slightly green or the blue direction as a Skittle Manny. I love those. And what else did I have? I just have Dark Academia here. I don't think these vibes are aligned at all. but like, just fun to kind of see like a warmer undertone, you know, sophisticated palette with like a weird, cool palette. Woo! Those were comparisons, chat. That was a wild amount of comparisons. And one thing I forgot to call out, so let's do that, is, hold on. Hold your little horsies, you cool ranchers. Declassified 003. You can wear it, can be worn matte or glossy. Okay, I'm gonna show you matte again because look how fun that is. Like, oh wow, oh. When you put a matte taco on a chunky flaky, something magical happens. It's literally fish food. You start to see all the edges of the flakes in any lighting, and it's absolutely stunning. But it's like frosted over, so it's still very smooth. They land smooth on the nails, same as the rest of the off the deep end. Any matte, any creme matte is just classic. Cool Ranch matte is like very strange, right? Like you kind of lose some of the shimmy, but it makes it even grungier. So you want to do ultimate millennial 90s lipstick, Cool Ranch plus matte taco. Don't put it on your lips. I mean for your nails. Yeah. That was literally like a lip liner that I was probably yelled at for wearing to school in grade 8. Yeah, I think so. Now, matting glitters is controversial, especially when they're hollow, because you've murdered the hollow. Like, matte taco kills hollow. We know this, scientifically speaking. But it kind of looks like a Florida pebble floor. It kind of looks kind of sick. Like, it make like an aquarium floor, almost. It's smooth, right? Because I always glossy taco and then matte taco. Okay, it helps keep it on longer, but it also makes it smoother. More important to do when you're wearing a glitter. This is just one coat of glossy taco and then a coat of matte taco once glossy dried. And I'd say it's pretty smooth, but it looks textured. It looks like you're gonna touch it and feel like the bottom of a neon aquarium. You know, those ones that have like a black light in them, and then you'd walk into them and be like, oh my God, how many fish are in there? Are there any that are dead? Or was that just me when I was a child? I don't know. Pool Ranch. It does look like Pool Ranch. Crunchy? You want to eat it? It kind of looks like Nerds. You know, like that candy? No? Okay, just me. The matte is nice. It looks like pool lining. It does look like pool lining. Yeah, like the aqua one. That texture leave your feet raw at the end of the day. It is like the like, is sandstone the right word? I don't know my pool terminology. Florida people. Is it plaster? What are your pools made of? And not the mosaic tiles, because that would be this glossy, maybe. A pumice stone? Yeah, maybe. Anyways, glossy versus matte. Wear declassified any which way. I do think matte amps up the sophisticated weird factor. What's on the diving board? It kind of does look like that, like non-slip grip. The resort collection, as seen in Milan Fashion Week. Yeah, that's definitely where this came from. I'm such a fashionista with my repeating t-shirts. All right, I think we did it. That's crazy. We did this backwards, but this collection was also done backwards, so it is kind of fitting. Because we already did the detectives deck. We did bingo. We did matte. We did glossy. The only thing we didn't do was combos, but I'm thinking, since it's already been 3 hours, how did this happen to me? That next week we talk about magnetic taco, so we can deep dive into all the combos. I'll give you a sneak peek, and I can prepare some well wishes combos if you're nice enough. But here's a sneak peek at all the work I put together that we will save. Okay, of magnetic taco. Look at these ones. These ones are fucking spoiler alert. The fuck. These are actually done 2 different ways. Guys, I can't help myself. I'm just giving you a sneak peek. Okay? Everyone, shh. But in case you missed it, we released Holo Magnetic Taco, which I'll take 5 minutes just to show you, okay? Ready? Where's my wand? Is that magnetic taco? No, it's Holo Magnetic Taco. You didn't know we could do it, didn't ya? Well, look at that. We did it. It's holographic and magnetic, and it's designed to work as a topper, a taco that you put on top of things. So, just gonna take my magnetic wand and whoop, whoop. They said it couldn't be done, but it could be done. And I'll give you a comparison. Because as you know from the Bon Voyage limited edition 6th anniversary collection, we had just magnetic taco without the holo, right? So that one was this guy. That was a pure silver, not holographic. Holographic equals rainbows. But this was a pure silver pigment. And this one is a holographic magnetic pigment. Oh, yeah. When you do it beside, it kind of fucks up the one beside. See, they keep competing with each other. You kind of have to do it far apart or else you don't notice it. Okay, so one is silver only, and one is holographic. Holographic is silver at its core, but it sparkles rainbows. So that's what we did. And that's in part why we didn't include this in the bring back survey for now. But I want to see how people react. Because like this was retired, the classic silver only. And this is new. And in theory, it is cooler because it's magnetic and holographic. So if I bring this a little bit closer, you see all the like tiny little rainbow flares? Yeah, that's something you don't get from just the classic silver magnetic pigment. Ready? Woo! So pretty. And this is a topper, so it's not actually gray or black at the ends, right? It goes to kind of clear. Oh, it's cooler. It's cooler. Silver and holo. Should we do a vote? Let's do a vote. Let's see. Pick one. You must. Holo Magnetic Taco. Or I'm gonna write OG Magnetic Taco. It's kind of like now we have OG glow in the dark taco. I have to magnetize them far away from each other. It doesn't really. Whoop. And you know what is a better display, since I have, oops, I'm gonna pull up a better picture because we literally have this on the website. You dum dum, that's me, I'm the dum dum. Okay, there's the new Holo Magnetic Taco. There's also swatches of it over just vamping. Oh, I love it over dark colors. Beautiful, beautiful. Over shady navy, over feral forest. And there's a comparison picture here that I think is super helpful. So there's Holo Magnetic Taco, which has holo in it, or classic magnetic taco. So pick one. I'm also gonna show you what I posted on my page when I asked you guys for combos. Let me just pull that up. So here is that same picture, but blurry. And I think it's hard to capture like in one photo kind of the difference. I do think blurring it kind of gives you an idea of the real life experience. So that's why I took one picture blurry. So that's like in total focus. But when you blur it, like that's where you squint your eyes. That's where you're gonna see and appreciate the difference, like in motion, even though this is just a picture. Because that's where the rainbows kind of refract more in your eyeballs, is when it's like slightly blurry, right? With a direct light, you know, whether it's a flashlight or your good bathroom lighting or something, or your iPhone flash. But there's the difference. Both are pretty, I know. They're both, this is hard for me because they're both really unique, I think. And they're both tacos, which we love. I didn't know it was holomagnetic. How did you not know? That's the name. Its name is Holomagnetic Taco Skillet Destroyer. What do you mean you didn't know? Should we have named it something different? Is the name just confusing? It's like one coat black. No one understands that it's opaque in one coat, or that it's black. Wild. Both are beautiful. I know. It's tough. One is limited edition and one isn't. Yeah. You know, in reality, like this one, Holomagnetic Taco, should have been the limited edition one, but it just didn't work out that way with supply chain timelines and how things landed. So yeah, but I do think like strategically that it should have been the other way around. I fully admit, but sometimes these things just land where they land, and then it is what it is. Like, yeah. Blame it on supply chain. Blame it on the supply chain. We're gonna need to make a remix of that song, I think. Honestly, at first I thought you just re-released Magnetic Taco. I mean, some people probably wish we did. No, they're not the same. It is a different pigment. I mean, Magnetic Taco, or OG Magnetic Taco, is like pure straight up. Holomagnetic Taco is a little bit of a complicated blend to get to this impact level. But they're obviously not the same. Do the Holo flakies? So they're not flakies. They're smaller than flakies. It's not scattered holo either. It is a smaller pigment size, probably closer to like a linear holo size. It's as small as possible that still behaves magnetically. I don't know if that's the right sentence. Do they go all over the nail or collect as much as the magnetics? I think they kind of do both. If we're comparing to Magnetic Taco, the OG, they do pull in a line, but they also spread slightly wider. And that's just the nature of the magnetic level of the holo magnetic pigment. Does that make sense? It is kind of linear adjacent. It's because it's smaller than scattered, I would say. But it's also not either of those because it's its own pigment. So it's not taking linear and mixing it with something. I almost missed it too. Damn. The holo one is more unique to your brand. Yeah, I agree, because it's literally like a holo taco. I know a lot of brands have regular magnetic taco. Do they? I always thought it was like kind of rare to do these. I don't think this is common at all if we're talking about brands that are in like a retail store, right? Not that this is not an Ulta, to be clear. I just mean that brands that are big enough to be carried in a large retailer, for example. Yeah, I've never seen this from Essie. Sally, where you at? Okay, I'm just being stupid. To be fair, magnetic polishes are tricky for more normie consumers. That's just that's one side of the truth. One side of the truth? What am I? Okay. I mean, that is one factor there, is that magnetic polish altogether is challenging for more normal nail polish passerby users. So it's probably not the best choice to like put a bunch of those in retail, generally speaking. The other problem is that it's really expensive. And I don't just mean like the price that whatever retailer or brand would put on it, but I mean like the pigment, especially the holo one, like it's just too much, where what they call COGS, the cost of goods, becomes higher, which means that the profit margin is typically lower, which means that I don't know if the biggie brands like that when they shared that information with their shareholders. And the shareholders like, nah, we'll stick with the cremes. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think shareholders say we'll stick with the cremes. But I think that's maybe what happens. That's my uninformed suspicion of why, part of why, like, what is typically referred to as like drugstore nail polishes are disproportionately simpler formulas that are less holographic, is in part because the cost of those pigments is just higher. So that's part of it. The other part is maybe the special effects audience isn't really the drugstore shopper. So like, I do think it's kind of a mix of both. But anyways, this is not something you would like ever, I don't want to say ever, but like I have not seen this, either of these offerings, from brands that are the size of Holo Taco or called or carried in like a big retailer like Ulta. So, which is why I don't know if we could carry them forever. because of all the reasons I just mentioned. So right now, Magnetic Taco is not back, but I really love her as like a classic. Like, she's such a good, quick, add some silver to it. Ugh. Holo Magnetic Taco is a little more niche because like you gotta want it to be holo at the same time. But I do think there could be room for both of them. I'm just not really sure if that makes sense now. Like, we wouldn't have brought back OG Magnetic and released Holo Magnetic at the same time. That doesn't make any sense. That would confuse people more than we already did, apparently. But maybe I kind of want OG back, like, if I'm just being real. I don't know if that's like a good decision, but I kind of want it back. Maybe if the day comes where like we just can't restock Holo Magnetic because of pigments or whatever, then I'm like, okay, fine, but give me the other one. I'm just like, I'm plotting already. This is not happening, to be clear. I'm just making things up. I just want to get my way. I want OG back. I know, don't tell Holo. Okay, pick one. Holo Magnetic Taco at 69. You would do that, wouldn't you, chat? Uh-huh. You're so mature for your age. I like the new Hillary Duff song. Shout out to Hillary Duff. What color do you think she would like? I think she would like Well Wishes. She seems like a Well Wishes girly. Well done, chat. Well done. And well done, detectives. And everyone. And your moms. For having you, I guess. We've reached that part of the stream where it simply needs to have a garbage bowl or a garbage smoothie or just some type of garbage. I'm gonna go scrape off the ocean floor. Maybe I'll find some shrimp leftovers, some seaweed, some Cool Ranch, dip it all in, and then make you cry about it. Yeah. All right. Honestly, like, jokes aside, which there were many, I was just on a roll this stream. I'm gonna go have my shrimp scampolini now. True jokes aside, this is one of my favorite launches because it is so closely knit with community excitement, which is you guys like screenshotting, looking at all of our prototypes, debating, like questioning our decisions from like a good way. I know that. and just being really excited over things and talking about like the nuance of formula. And I see your passion for it, and I'm aligned. Basically, I'm aligned with your passion for it. So when we get to do Declassified, which I think we're just gonna do this every year because it's just so fun. This is like selfish for me and Gio. And you get to hear all about the decisions that we made or didn't make and why. And there's always tea. Not bad tea, like interesting. Oh, good to know, simply tea. And sometimes you guys catch me saying or doing things that I forget. So I don't know if I'm going to be in trouble on Monday, but this is one of my favorite launches of the year. Not because it's like a big limited edition collection box deal, but because it's has such a rich story from collections past, and you guys are fully in that story, because I'm not joking. I went through all the shorts, looked at all the comments, you know, several months ago when we were trying to think on what would come out for Declassified. We look at all the comments on our behind the scenes reels and look for what people were asking us to release. So it's that paired with me just like knowing people are always talking about the mold shade, you know, or the royalty glitter that never was. And even if it's a minority, it's a loud minority, and that's okay. While we love statistics, you know I do, and I'm gonna listen when people want purple, and you're getting another fucking purple for royalty next year. At the same time, I love creating the opportunity for the underdog polish, what we call it, or like the weird one. So this is our chance to do that and show some appreciation for that. We want glitters. We want, what else do you want? You want everything. Who's gonna tell off the boss? Ben. Declassified is such a fun outlet for weird good formulas and color cravings and community nerdiness. That's such a good piece of copy. These are personally my favorite live streams. Can we have the lilac violet from the micro-shimmer? Or you mean the darker purple one? I know, I want her too. I don't know. I'm a big fan of the shiniers, like Cool Ranch. Yeah. More frosted metals. We just gave you one in Advent. That one was a couple days ago, so it's not spoilered anymore. That's one of my favorites too. Fuck. Why do I do this to myself? And you know, Advent just, you know, had to be limited for the whole concept. That's just how it worked. But Holo royalty will be surveyed soon. I'll just say that. But if you pick wrong, then I won't let you forget it until next year when I do Declassifieds and say, you were wrong. But here we go. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to the wonderful mods for their support for this stream all year. Let's get some mod love in the chat. I'm acting like it's the end of December. No, we'll still be here next Saturday. And the mods will be up next Saturday because we're doing giveaways. I'm going to do some Holo Taco giveaways and see what else we got for you. But the mods will be on deck. And that's what we're doing. Oh. Chatter made a good point. Why just Holo royalty? Why not send the survey to everyone who bought Advent? Well, maybe there's 2 surveys. I don't know. Maybe. All right. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I'll see y'all. Wait, I'm not here on Wednesday. I'm here on Saturday. So I'll see y'all next Saturday. Bye.